Hey, hello everyone. Good to have you all. Good morning. Great. Good to have you on a Sunday morning. Hope I'm audible, clear for you. Let me see a couple of your smiling face in the morning.
Morning, you are audible.
Yeah.
Thank you for on time.
Right. It's a good Sunday morning, Jimmy. It's very unusual, right? Waking up Sunday in the early morning hours, which we usually don't do. Okay, thanks for waking up and thanks for coming here. This is the second day of PMI-ACP learning, where we talk about Agile in a little more elaborated way. So yesterday we kickstarted with some basics. We saw some 4 manifesto. We saw what are the ACP exam consist of. We spent some time understanding about the question model or how come it's going to be look like. Now we have to proceed furthermore deep inside, where we have to talk about Scrum, we have to talk about XP, we have to talk about Kanban, and 12 principles of Agile we have to talk. In fact, yesterday we spent some time understanding the origin of Agile, from where it came, what is the story behind that, what is the need of Agile. When we have already a project methodology, why should we think about Agile? So these things happened yesterday. Now let's kickstart with the new set of learning. Right, we'll do this. Sandeep comes with a fresh face today morning. Sandeep, is it becoming a pattern that you wake up early in the morning every day? You're doing that. You're in mute mode. Yep.
Yes, ShriLearning.
So it's becoming a habit. Okay, good to know. Good to know the habit happens there. Because as I read some of the books, it says waking up early is a good habit. But again, depends on the job nature also. If a job nature is pulling you stay late, you cannot, right? You cannot force you to sleep only 5 hours. It doesn't make sense. But there are some people who can complete the job by 9 o'clock at least. But still unwantedly, we sit for 2 hours extra. We cannot blame the company. Company says you can close the day by 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock PM. But then some has a habit of browsing. There is a mouse rolling can keep on rolling on some website, email, unwanted, right? So a good way of working is have the plan the day properly and close it exactly, and try to sleep early. When I say early is a word if I use 20 years back. 7 o'clock is early. Nowadays, early is 11 p.m. Okay, at least from India point of view. But if you are in a country like where the projects are originating, like US or Canada or UAE, chances are you can wind up the day early because your day starts early in the morning. Okay, for them it starts 7 o'clock in the morning. They open up the system by 7 o'clock job. Most of my clients I talk with the Canada, EST time zone, they all start the day by 6:30 in the morning, but the day gets over 2:33. They gets over. Evening they spend for exercise and book reading, all they do. But unfortunately, people in India, we are confused. We don't know where to use the time. We wake up and we stay late. We're confused, right? So recommendation is please have 1 hour for yourself per day. That is your time. And in this your time, one day you can spend that 1 hour for reading. One day use it 1 hour for exercise. One day use it 1 hour for going walk with your family. But that 1 hour should be your time. You call it as your time or my time. Okay. But don't watch Netflix on that 1 hour. You have rested 23 hours to do that in Netflix, but not on that time. So start with some exercise in the morning. Today my classes are starting now, right? So I got up by 5:45. I did at least a 15 minutes exercise. So usually I do 45 minutes exercise. Today I can't do 45 minutes. At least 15 minutes. That keeps that energy keep going. You don't feel demotivated. Hey, I didn't do anything. At least I did something. That's very important. At least 10 minutes, go walk around your apartment area or building area, come back and start. That's a beginning of anything you want to start. Same happens for reading habit. Even if you spend 5-10 minutes reading and writing, that gives energy. You cannot read 2 hours continuously, but 15 minutes if you read, nice, right? If you wake up in the morning, take a sheet, write this 12 principles. That's going to give your confidence level. What I'm talking here is increasing the confidence. How the confidence gets increased. If I read the good achievers in the world, their book says that not neglecting daily small disciplines, those things going to give us self-confidence. It's not a great amount of reading, but not neglecting daily small disciplines. I feel that's a very simple statement, very powerful, where exercise, reading habits, and watching good information, not watching all the news channels. Okay. Those are things. Okay. This is all what I read is from the top achieving people, the people whom we consider as successfully continuously winning. Could be of a professional, personal life, could be a saint, could be a good mom. So kindly start following certain habits for yourself. Habits makes it great for us, right? Samar, I say that it is easy to form a bad habit, but hard to live with that. I think I agree with that. It's easy to form a bad habit, hard to live with that. It's hard to form a good habit, but easy to live with that. It's hard to form a good habit, but it's very easy to live with that. I like that. It took hard habit for me to wake up in the morning and do exercise and reading. It took hard, but I'm living easy with that. Feels life is so good, right? But another habit to smoke or sit late and watch some unwanted movies, yeah, it's easy, just like that they can do. But when you go to bed, you feel, shucks, man, I should not done this mistake today. How many of us feel it after doing that mistake? Shucks, I shouldn't do. So let's not fall into that category. We will go for the category of winning people, right? Great achievers. A Sunday morning starts with the philosophy and stuff. Yes, let's do this. And I'm going to bring up the communication board for your benefit. What I'm going to do is, as some of you newly joined here, I want you to take a look of things, what's happening. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of good morning, the chat there. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the people also watching from YouTube. I know you're enjoying that. Let's go. Look at here. This is our communication board. Repeating again, this is for the week one. You're going to write this as assignment. Can I assume that some of you written it yesterday? You did that? Did that? If you did that, please post in the WhatsApp group kindly. Yeah, I can see some of them. Yes, fantastic. Did you feel that when you draw it, you understand the concepts a little bit when you draw it? Of course, you won't get it fully, but a little bit of understanding would have happened. Yeah, thanks for doing that, Venkat or Havani. And going forward, what will happen is you will do this for this week. When next week comes, go to week 2. I would ask you to go for the principles and manifesto, and some of the Scrum information is here, XP information is here. It's going to be a little bigger. If you want to split it and start from this week, also you can start. There is no thing because it's a little bigger for second week. And the third week, we have some factors about the Kanban 5 principles, and you have lean 7 waste and product backlog. How does it look like? And lastly, we will have some more about the prioritization of the backlog and about how to write a user story, invest model. So these things going to help you not only to remember the things and also for the examination point of view, right? So please do that. Kindly do that at least a few minutes per day. That's going to help you. Great, Venkat. Sorry, I maybe missed to watch the WhatsApp message. Appreciate it if you did it. Great. How long it takes, Venkat, to write this 12 principles or manifesto? It takes much of time, or how is it?
ShriLearning, it takes only 10 minutes. I had written 2 times.
Pretty cool, man. 10 minutes is a decent time, right? But did you felt a self accomplishment, a joy when you write down?
Yes, Sriram.
Actually,
I felt so happy. I just want to, I want to practice it. I don't want to forget.
Great. You know what? Initially, it will be slightly painful when you write all, man, why I'm writing this. But after some time, what will happen is you'll feel a sense of accomplishment. When you see the paper in front of you in your handwriting, you'll feel, wow, I'm doing something, man. I'm growing. And also your children or your family watch you, they'll be surprised. What happened to this guy? He or she was not like this before. Things are changing. Do one more thing when you do in the morning. When you pick up the paper pencil, write a short goals you want to achieve in the next 3 months.
Sure, Sriram,
It could be,
I'll practice.
yeah, start doing writing goal for next 3 months or a year. If you don't have a goal, life becomes bored and you don't know where are you going. So writing something on a daily basis is, some of the books recommend that, where it makes you to be active in the morning hours, right? Pretty important. Great. With this lot of philosophy, we'll start the Sunday morning. Thanks all for joining here on time. And today we're going to have some workshop. I have some project for you. We are going to do something called Explore Blueprint. This will be the project for today. We'll spend last 20 minutes on this, where I'll give some activity what you have to do. This is part of our discussion today. So be prepared. First, let's spend totally 3 hours of session. In this, we'll spend 2.5 hours on the discussion of the topic, and then last 30 minutes for the workshop. So be prepared. If you're not ready for the camera, please get ready after 2.5 hours, because in that working session, it'll be so good if you can see people face to face. Because in Agile, principle number 6, we recommend face-to-face communication. So let's try that. If you still say, Sunday, Shriram, I look so pathetic, man, don't call me. If you feel like that, I don't force you, right? But I recommend people looking the face, right? With this, we'll kickstart. A good catch up on yesterday. We understood there are totally seven topics or 7 domains to be learned. This is 7 domains to be learned. And also we yesterday understood some of the books, what we have to read. Yeah, we got that. And we are into this chapter called Agile Principles and Mindset. I gave a heads up yesterday saying that initially, most of the topic will be of being agile. Being agile means thinking agile mindset. They'll talk about principles, values, stakeholder, team members, more of being like an agile person. Doing agile comes in this chapter of adaptive planning. We start understanding how to do plan in agile model, how to do estimation techniques, poker card, story writing, story estimation, Fibonacci sequence, large, small, Excel, t-shirt sizing. So these all items comes in this area of doing agile. Be a little careful when you prepare. Being agile will be more questions. Doing agile can be part of that. So there'll be a question. I'm not saying no, but very less amount of thought process on doing agile. But unfortunately, most of us spend our time on doing agile. Shriram, how a Scrum meeting happens? How many minutes I have to be in a stand-up? What is the estimation technique to be followed? What is called Fibonacci sequence? We spend more time there. Instead, spend time more on the first 3 chapters or 4 chapters, which has of being agile, how your mindset changes from the industrial revolution model. In industrial revolution, it is not about agile. It's all about a hierarchy format. Somebody knows the work, they start communicating, and everybody has to follow. And that model is changing. They're trying to communicate this from 2001. We are in 2021. Nearly 20 years this communication happened. Now the market is slightly moving. And now we can see PMP adopted Agile, and many engineering organizations. I went to oil and gas company. They started doing Agile. Construction industry talking about Agile essence, Agile mindset, more than doing Agile, right? So don't worry too much about doing Agile. Think about being Agile. What do you mean being Agile? Along with the team members, help them to move forward, coach them, encourage them, support them, empower them. That's what we are going to learn. Good efforts. You're doing a good job today, learning. Let's move a little more. What I do is I will travel a little faster where we stopped. By the way, quick catch up here. We saw some of the books which we have to read. I recommended certain books. I first recommended that please start and complete this book. I recommend this. Please start and complete this book. Agile Practice Guide, only 150 pages. Basic information of Agile, well explained. This is from PMI Institute, right? Then go for my Griffith book. If advanced needed, then go here. Keep it as last option. If advanced level needed, go there. If not, these 2 sufficient to clear your examination. Agile is not tough. It's pretty easy. Only when you get that Agile mindset. No, Shriram, I'm a person, I order things my team will do. No, you will have tough time in exam. No, Shriram, I'm a part of team members. Even though I'm a senior manager, I love to give empowerment to my team, and team does what they want to do. I coach them at the right situation. If that's a mindset you carry with you, I'll tell you within few weeks you'll clear the exam. That's it. Not much tough. Okay. Let's move a little more. Where are we stand? Okay, I just gave this point, right? The first one, domain. We understood there is something called explore, embrace, and apply Agile principles and mindset. This is a chapter which you are learning. Even though it's a moderate chapter, I used to add a lot of basic content in first chapter because it's a beginning session. I'll have added more content here to give you all the basics. And then I will start traveling deep inside in other areas as the week progress. Okay, then where we stand, I think we spent time here. We understood the background of waterfall model or sequential model. We understood the background of Agile, where it came from, right? The 17 people, Scrum, Lead. We spent time here. Okay, and we spoke a little about inverted triangle, understand about why there is a time box. Time box is maintained. Yeah, we spent time. Okay, here is a place we stopped yesterday, understanding there are 4 manifesto which was written in the year 2001, which gives more focus on the left side, even though right side is needed. They use the word over. This is part of your writing habits. If you can do that, well and good, connected. On the right, you see process, document, contracts, or planned activity. These all needed. I'm not saying no. But more than this is very important on the left side of people, working software or customer respected and responding to what changes they're asking for. Right, we learned this yesterday with some examples. Now what I want from you. Okay, let's take a small exercise here. Now go to a chat window and help me. What goes where? Working software over what? Working software over what? You can even use your mic if needed. Working software over contract negotiation, comprehensive documentation. I'm seeing 2 variety of answers here. Okay, can you assume that something working software is against the comprehensive documentation, right? I think that makes better sense, right? Comprehensive documentation, very good. Then responding to change. We respond to change over what?
Following a plan.
Yeah, following the plan. I know I have a plan to do the work, but when a change comes in, I don't want to stick with the plan and hang on the plan. A change comes, you adopt to that. It happens, right? When I want to go with my friends somewhere outing, let's say I want to go with my friends for a tour, travel, and there could be some change in the plan. But you have to tell, yeah, let's respond to the change. I don't know how many of you watched a movie called Hangover. Have you watched a movie called Hangover? They never follow the plan. You seen that? I've seen this movie some years back. I think multiple versions are there. Have you seen that movie goes a little crazy only when they don't follow the plan? If they follow the plan, nothing will happen crazy. The movie won't be interesting. These guys won't follow the plan. They get into some trap, some problem, and story goes interesting. How many of you like the character Alan? Have you guys seen the character Alan? I don't know. I saw years back. I still remember the name. Is it Alan? That's an interesting character. Okay, so now you don't follow the plan, right? You keep moving forward. You respond to the current need there, change there. That's pretty important. Individuals and interactions over what? Individual interactions over process and tools. Good, guys. You have to focus on people. I like the process, but people are more important. You cannot tell this is a rule. We have to follow that. Okay, good. I like it. But go for people around you. Pretty important. Customer collaboration over what? Or what? Contract negotiation. Don't fight for the contract. Accommodate what customer is looking for. At least I see mostly happening this the corporates where I work. What we do is we have something called incremental contracting, where we keep adding the contract value as we move forward, right? That happens regularly. Pretty good. Let's move a little more. Thanks for the good answers there. And here comes your answers, right? Let's go. Okay, now let's talk about 12 principles. Hey, what is this 12 principles? If you ask me, this was also written on the same timeline of 2001, the same day. Then they prepared the 4 manifesto. They too prepared 12 principles. If you watch out this 12 principles, it's a lengthy statement. I will give that to you in the next slide. Also, you will make it as a writing habit. To make it easy understanding, a pictorial representation has been made. Here, the point is, these 12 principles are the essence of overall agile mindset. Agile mindset. Now, let us see a few principles here. Okay. If you watch the first principle, it talks about satisfy the customer. The first principle says that our highest priority is to satisfy the customer with early and valuable software, right? You have to deliver the valuable software very early. Now, when you say satisfaction of customer is a number one thing, it's not only for Agile, right? It could be any market. Satisfaction is important. But to reach a satisfaction, what do you have to do? You have to give quality, valuable product to the customer on time. They'll tell that our highest priority is to satisfy the customer with early and continuous delivery of valuable software. Early and continuous. Don't take all your time and come back. Do something early. So, okay, that's very important. I like this. It's not only for software, right? It goes with anybody. Now, in this whole 12 numbers, do you see any place where you respect your team and you support them? You see anywhere there? Just tell me the number which you see. Tell me the number which you see where you respect the team more. You see that? Okay, I'm getting a number 5. Very good, right? Number 5. Number 5 says that, okay, build projects around motivated individuals. Trust them and support them in the sense of providing them all the infrastructure they need. I think that's a good one, right? I like this principle number 5. Trust them and support them. And this makes you to come off micromanagement. This makes you to come out of the mindset of a manager knows everything, team has to follow. Those mindset has been broken out. I'll talk about knowledge workers. That's been broken out. Telling that, hey guys, trust them, man. Support them. Give them what want to. They will do it. They will do that. Fantastic. 5. There is one principle in this. Tells about you have to spend time more. As a team, you have to spend time together with your customer, with your valuable people to make it happen. Do you see something like principle like that? Do you see any principle like that which talks about you have to be along with them? Now, principle number 4, fantastic. So it says that the business team and the development team should work daily together. Amazing, right? Business team and development team. See, what happened is, if you watch years back, customer will not interfere into your day-to-day work. They'll give the work, they'll go away. Then they'll come back only when you say ready. But what happened is with Agile mindset, what they're saying is invite the customer. Let the representative of the customer be in your premises, work along with you. It's going to be a big difference, you know. When you have a customer next to you, it's a good deal. There are days we used to hide and we don't like customer to be in our place because they question a lot. It is something like the exam hall. I remember in school days when I'm writing exam, when the teacher or invigilator walks, I'll hide the paper. You've seen that? We don't want to show our content to them. Feel a little shy. Maybe I may be wrong kind of mindset. But that's not the case here. You keep them in front of you. So then and there you get the feedback. They too understand the pain, what we go through. They too give a priority of what work to be done. This is resolving a lot of issues. Just look at the principle 4 and 5. Here you invite the customer to be in your premises. That's going to help you to make sure the job goes in the right direction. And here you're trusting your team. Man, what else you want? You allow the customer in your offices to sit and see what you do and set the priority. You are sharing the burden. You don't carry a burden on your shoulder. You share it. You give to this guy, guys, man, please watch out on what's happening, right? Also here, you're trusting your team. Now tell me, as a project manager here, do we need to carry everything on your shoulder? Or you can rest some on the team? I think you can rest some on the team, right? So team knows what to do. Product owner knows what to do. You have to just coach them, make them to move forward, isn't it? And there is one principle here. They expect you to do refactoring or look more on technical factors continuously. There is principle talks about you have to be a little careful on watching out continuously on the technical factors and give more attention to refactoring, something like that. Do you see that? Principle number 9, very fantastic, got it. Continuous attention to technical excellence enhances agility. The principle says continuous attention to technical excellence enhances agility. When you have technical excellence only, agility works. Technically, you are dumb. The system is not working. Whatever team you bring in, it won't work, right? You should have some technical excellence. DevOps should come inside. You know, DevOps, right? Development plus operations there. Automation should be there. Robotic process is there. Many manual work you have to reduce. Then only the agility will happen. Too much of manual work, agility will not work. That's why the knowledge workers use Agile mostly. Still in construction, they're bringing more agility now. Construction also getting into more automation these days. They're using a lot of animation things. They are using a lot of some pre-made slabs and systems in place. They're slowly bringing in those areas also, but not completely be done there. Okay. How many of you seen a principle called simplicity? Did anybody observe simplicity? Anybody observed something? Simplicity. Very good. Before I say something, anything pops up in your mind when you see the word simplicity? What pops up? Let me listen to you. When you hear the word simplicity, what pops up in your mind? Humble. Okay. Humble. Okay. Let's look from Agile perspective. What it comes up in your mind? Servant leader. Okay. Very good. Two things came. Okay. Then what? Then what happens? Easy to understand. Okay. Simplicity. Humble. Scope to be clear. Sandeep is going a little closer to the answer now. Clear requirement, clear solution. Okay. I think Sandeep and Vipin are getting closer. Little more. Try a little more. Little more. Okay. Work not done. Smiju goes to work not done. Okay. Smiju is going a little more closer. Okay. Let's go. Keep going. Down to the member to understand the requirements. Avani says, down to the member to understand the requirements. Down to the member. Okay. 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 I'll go a little with Smiju and I'll go with Vipin and Smiju. I'll combine them. Now, simplicity, they say that the art of maximizing amount of work not done is essential. When you read this principle, sometimes you get a feel, man, this guy is saying not to work, kind of. I'll show you that. Okay, I'm pulling to the principle now. Here's the principle. The art of maximizing amount of work not done is essential. When you read this line, some will get a feel that, so you mean that I should not do the work. Okay, let me give some explanation for this. Okay, what is a study happening in the market is any product which we use or any knowledge-based product we use, more than 50 or 60% of the features are not being used. For example, let's take Zoom. I'm using Zoom for so many years. If you ask me what all you use, Shriram, I use audio, video, maybe screen sharing. Nothing else I've tried. There are more features inside this. More. A lot of their background screen, this, that, everything is there. But who use it? Mostly don't use it. Mostly I don't use it. Let's take your mobile. When you buy your mobile phone, you would have researched at least 6 or 7 models. You have browsed number of websites. You ask your cousin how his mobile is working. Before you buy, you will research everything in the world. Based on your research, your mobile also keep on showing some new model because they have the cookies, the store, they keep sharing. You research everything, 150 features you research. This is the best phone to buy within 3,000 rupees. For 3,000 rupees, you research this much. You bought it. The mobile bought it. After I ask you 1 month later, how much of features you used, what you will tell? Out of 150 features, what all you used? Can somebody comment? So do anybody bought a new mobile recently, maybe 6 months now? Jimmy says 10%. 10 features. Yeah, true, right? We use incoming, outgoing, 2 missed call, 2 or 3 wrong numbers. That's what happened on the mobile. And we'll a couple of a selfie picture. We would have clicked. The picture looks pathetic. Then we have to delete the picture. This is what we done in the phone, which is of 3,000 bucks or 1,50,000 rupees for an iPhone, where you have to give your kidney and buy a phone. After doing all this stuff, what do? We don't use all the features. So books says that, guys, in the market, people are not using all the features. So what is the meaning here? So you mean that we shouldn't do that? That's not the meaning. The simplicity says that the art of maximizing amount of work not done is essential. Try to attract the market with a minimal usable product as early possible. Don't try to complicate anything. This was written in the year 2001. I remember the day in the initial stages of my career, I'm talking 15, 18 years, 20 years back. When a new work comes in, we will have somebody called senior architect. We will have somebody called project manager, and some business guys will be there. Those days, customer won't come to our premises. So what will happen is we have to sit and plan about the work. How do we plan? The requirement will be taken and we have to elaborate on the requirement. We ourselves start adding features which will help the customer, assuming this can help, this can help, this can help. We keep on adding. I was working in a banking application where we do demat trading app. In one page, they'll have all the trading details. I'm talking years back for a Italy-based organization. So now I remember the days we used to assume things. This will work, that will work, and keep on adding more. It's fine. Assumption is good. But because of that assumption, the product gets more complicated. Have anybody realized like that in your earlier careers if Agile not used? We sometimes complicate ourselves with more unwanted things. Have anybody felt it? At least I have felt in my initial days. We had more complication. We create an architecture which is important for all these complications, right? Which is not good for knowledge-based projects. If you ask about construction, that's fine. In construction, sometimes needed. Hey, I'm going to go for 25 floors building, and I'll think about more addition. Maybe if you add another 2 floors, then the basement should be strong. Maybe in future, we may add a big water tank above this building. The basement should be strong. Maybe tomorrow, somebody bring a big cell phone tower over this building. The basement should be strong. So I'll add more and make it better. But what I'm talking here is a knowledge-based projects where we can do the work later, not now. Don't add too much of complication. Do simple and reach the market early. I'll tell you what all comes from where. This simplicity comes from one of the methodology called as XP. Do anybody remember XP? Anybody remember XP? XP is one of the methodology called as extreme programming by Ken Beck. Okay, he came up with a knowledge. Now, simplicity talks about how much you can reduce the work. I simply like this. Make it simple, right? Okay, I think you got some knowledge on this. Now, simplicity you should understand. A little go back. If you watch over here, they use a word called a KISS. Keep it simple. Good, right? Working software is the primary measure of progress. Show some progress on that. Okay, in this 12, tell me where you see that team can do retrospective and improve on themselves. Do you see something like that? Okay. There is a one principle says, principle number 12, fantastic. Principle number 12 says you can do retrospective and improve. How do it says? That's interesting principle. I will go again to the lengthy one. At a regular interval, look at the words. At regular intervals, team meets, the last one, the regular interval, the team does what? The team reflects on and how to become more effective. We see regularly. This is what we do as a retrospective on 2 weeks once or the sprint gets over, right? Fantastic. Certain principles are pretty interesting, what they're written now. And tell me one principle talks about when you look at the people and talk to them in person or look at the people and talk to them face to face, it makes more effective. Anything like that? You see? Sixth one, interesting, right? Sixth one, face to face. It says that the most efficient and effective method of conveying information to and within Agile team is face-to-face conversation. And the principle is so interesting. The most efficient and effective method of conveying and discussing points within the team is face-to-face. Doesn't mean you have to go to office because with COVID you can't go to office, but at least video conferencing is important. I many times feel that when I see somebody and talk to them, I get message faster. But unfortunately, in this class model with the current technology, only you can see me, I can't see you. because I have to see the slide and talk to you. But in future, technology may change. Maybe I can have a virtual reality glass where I can fix it. I can see the slide. Also, I can see you all sitting in front of me. Possible, right? But 5 years, 6 years back, it can come. But for now, you may feel comfortable seeing me because you can see my expressions, what I'm talking, why I'm talking. That's very important. As a human, we love to see the eyes and the expression through which we get a lot of message. So it's very important. Also, people feel more confident when they meet people and talk to them. That's why they go for a face-to-face conversation. I like those principles, right? Now tell me, is this principle only for software industry, or can this be put into other industry also? What is your thought? Do you think it's only for software? I feel it can be other industry also. Maybe some certain words directly won't do, like working software, seventh principle. It's not directly going to impact some. You have to change it as working product, right? It's possible, right? We can try some other industry also. Like you say, satisfying the customer, yeah, we can try. Face-to-face communication, yes, we can try. Not all the places. You can see the second one, welcome change. Welcome change in the project. I think it's a good trend in the market these days. Change is welcome. After you see Amazon keep accepting a change till last minute, you can cancel the order. You can redo the order. Changes are coming in the market. You do changes every day. Yesterday you thought something, today you want something else. Human beings are made of changes. Huh? So if that's the case, you have to accept it. But for the changes, your technology should support continuous attention to technical excellence. Your technology is not supporting, change will become hasty change. That is going to become expensive change. That's why in construction industry, changes are expensive. You did a building 2-3 floors. Now somebody asks you to change. You have to demolish it. It's very expensive. I saw one building next to me where I am. They constructed some 6 floors. Very huge building 3 years back. I don't know what happened. They started demolishing it. I heard that some rules were not followed, some problem, something. Such a big building, crores of money spent on that. New building, total demolish. They did that and they sold the land. Somebody newly bought it. Again, they dig further. Now they're doing a new building again. Look at the money and cost and things and the pollution. What happened? It's pretty expensive. That is expensive. You can't change like in a knowledge-based industry where control is Z. Change a color from green to blue. A building cannot change green to blue suddenly, but in software you can do that. Some area it's applicable, some not applicable. You have to be a little careful on that. But these principles, I feel that going forward will become part of your life where you have to follow this. You will follow this, right? That's important. Good and good. You're learning good information. Now, these things has been elaborated by words. I don't want to show big words. You'll get scared. So I showed some image for you. Now, what you saw in the image is been actually proper English words given for the principle by the year 2001. This is what given to you. Okay. Now, with this little knowledge, what I gave you, I didn't explain all 12 because it will be overdose in the first day. We saw some important things. What we'll do is every class we'll pick up 1 or 2 principle and we'll talk about it. That way, over a period of time, you will learn things, right? That we'll do. A recommendation. Please write this principle until you get the hold of the content. If you ask me, I written this principle for maybe 3 months or 4 months. Now I can at least remember some principles. If you ask me the most efficient, effective method of conveying information to and within, Shriram, how do you do? You keep memorizing. Just you write for a few days, you'll remember it. One thing when I written, I found that conveying information to and within. I like this word. To means somebody from outside. Within means within the group of people. Both the way of communication can be face-to-face. See, when you write down the English words, sometimes the word will map when you write it. Oh, okay, that's why this guy is meaning. So for that reason, I request you to write this principle. If you write this principle for some days, what happens is you'll become a person with an agile mindset, right? That clarity will happen. Great, good. Let's move a little more. Hope things are good. Principle side, you got some knowledge on principle, basic, even though not advanced. You got some basic. Very good. Let's go to a question. Let's understand how much we are catching up. Okay. Okay, great. So the question is asking, according to Agile principles, what we learned just now, one of the below is a primary measure of progress. Of course, it should be working software, right? Working software is a primary measure of progress. So what the message here is, if you watch out, according to Agile principle, working software is a primary measure. When they say primary measure, it means the secondary measure is also there. Secondary can be documentation. See, primarily I want to see something working, usable now. So that secondary could be some status, KPIs, docs. I'm not saying no, it's needed, but show something usable. That's pretty important in Agile market. Good, let's move a little more. Okay, list of methods under Agile methodologies. So what you saw for 4 manifesto and 12 principles. I believe I gave all the story yesterday. What I gave you the story is something like we started this Agile mindset in the year 1950 from NASA doing those stuff, US Defense doing the stuff. Then we traveled in 1976 timeline, some article came in. Then we traveled 1983, 85, something happened. But in the year 1990 timeline, this whole 10 years, a lot of things happened. Many people emerged, like a Scrum shooted up and extreme programming shooted up. Kanban shooted up. Kanban is there from 1956 in Toyota, but that was for manufacturing industry. Then it became pretty famous for the IT also, that is knowledge based. Lean is there from 14th century, but again, heavily picked up from the Toyota, those times. These two are from Toyota. Then we have Crystal, feature-driven development, dynamic system development methodology. These all highly discussed in the year 2000 until 2000 timeline. Okay, all these guys are different guys. Then in the year 2001, they all joined together and said, let us come to a common ground. That common ground is called as a 4 manifesto plus 12 principles, what you saw right now. So from where this 4 and 12 came, these all came from each methodology. The owners of each methodology gave some inputs to every principle. So what you're going to see in this 4 and 12 are nothing but inputs from these guys. So before even Agile framed, we have all this method in the market. Since Agile framed, now it look like all under Agile umbrella. If you understand that, these are 4 and 12, you will see here and there evidence. You will see evidence in Scrum. You will see evidence in XP. You will see evidence in Crystal. You will see this evidence here and there. But predominantly, you will see more evidence into one place. That is called XP. XP is the most powerful way of implementing Agile. Right? That's pretty important. Scrum is a framework, a small framework, does a great job, but XP has a lot of technical factors. That is what we are going to see now. Fantastic. You are good. Okay. As for the book studies, I think this is stats that should be improved. I saw this stats 1-2 years back. By now, it should be a little more percentage. But assumption is heavy percentage of knowledge-based projects use one methodology, which is called a Scrum, because Scrum is pretty easy to use. It's pretty available. XP, very limitedly used because a little tough because of its way of implementation. Then we have a Kanban. Okay, if you mix a Scrum and Kanban, it will become Scrumban. That's a model. There are a lot of hybrid models. Scrum XP is followed, right? If you come to SAFE, anybody here aware of SAFE? Anybody aware of SAFE? SAFE. Have you heard about SAFE? Scaled Agile Framework. Have you heard about it? Sandeep says yes. Okay. Some of you have heard about it. Okay. SAFE is one of the framework which follows Scrum of Scrum, which has a big size. So in SAFE, you can see Scrum being followed. You can see XP being followed. You can see Kanban being followed. Overall, it has lean concept. This is of scaled Agile is a frame. So when you complete ACP certificate, you get more knowledge where you can go to the next stage that is called SAFE certifications. The reason is, I feel that SAFE can be more useful in the long run because it talks about larger teams, how to work together, like Scrum of Scrum related. So anybody here who at a senior level in corporate and you're trying to go for the next level of management, you should learn courses like lean top level or kind of scaled agile top level, which makes you to get the grip of how to do agility at the organization level, right? That is important. Great. Let's move a little more. Okay, let's talk a little about this person. Have anybody heard about Peter Drucker? Somewhere in your article, any management books, have you heard about this person? It's a very interesting person. He's no more here now. He written a lot of good books of management. He's considered as guru, management guru those days. Now, what happened is he is the one who coined the term called knowledge workers. Now, in the book of A Landmark of Tomorrow, in 1959, Drucker framed this term called knowledge workers. What do you mean by knowledge workers? Anybody who does programming, web designing, system analytics, technical writers, researchers, could be pharmaceutical person, public accounting person, engineering, architect, lawyers, physicians, scientists, it keep going. Anybody use their knowledge for their living, it's called knowledge workers. Come on, man. Everybody use knowledge. No. Look at the year when he written the book, 1959. In the year 1940 or the World War, pre-post, what happened is more of a physical work is needed. Masculine power is more needed. So what happened is they recruit more men to do the work. Some places women also involved for the heavy physical work. And those workers were called as blue collar work team. Okay. And some of them are called as managers who will handle them. That's called white collar. Blue collar, white collar. This comes from there. Some of the community don't like this. If you use the word blue collar, white collar, it's hurting them. So let's not go too much deep inside, but understand this kind of role was there. By the time Peter Drucker gave an intimation that going forward in the future, we will see the knowledge workers will be the valuable assets in 21st century. Why? Because in the year 1950, 60, 80, more amount of machinery started coming inside. More number of automation, robotic process start coming inside. So the nature of human effort start reducing down. Let's talk about the cashier in the bank. The bank cashier is a big job. At least when I'm in school days or in the early days, I heard somebody working in a bank means, great man, you're in the bank. That job just taken over by one machine. What is that machine? Does anybody know that machine? One machine, which you put the number and all will come out. Some machine is there. ATM. Have you heard this machine? ATM. ATM came in. All this bank cashier job has become a least job. Nobody bothers a job now. If you catch back with your parents, you can understand bank cashier means great job. The guy who handles the money. Rich guy, man. Very intellectual. Now job, nothing is a job. Machine can do just like that. We'll give all the statement. I'm just giving one small example. Like this, many jobs, many area where you have more of manual work going away. Now, the person who created the ATM is a knowledge worker. The knowledge workers. So market is moving towards more of knowledge workers than the physical work. So you mean, Shriram, all job will go off? Not at all. New things will keep coming up. People want, needs are very high. We keep asking more needs. After pandemic came in, this pandemic will generate needs for next 10 years. You guys will have a lot of project work. Wait and see. In another 1-2 years, new opportunity will come. You don't even expect that. Oh, this also can be done. If something happened in the world, things will change, like World War II. World War II is a turning point of human civilization. Many things changed, including spoiling the environment. Both are happening. But World War II is a turning point. We found a lot of innovation, new thought process, new mathematical divisions. A lot came in after World War II. Now, pandemic is kind of a war now. Every country will try to see opportunity out of it, how to earn money out of it. Specifically, rich countries try to get the patent of all the medicine to earn all the money out of it. Everybody will try. It's something like a world war. In World War II, only many countries became rich. So they'll try the same attempt. Okay, let's not go to the political area. Coming back, this process of getting into knowledge workers was there. So what here Peter Drucker is mentioning is, there'll be more demand for knowledge workers. Now, who is this knowledge workers? Who can think and work on their own? Now, why this dialogue came up here is, we are learning something called Agile. In Agile, you are going to work with the knowledge workers, not a blue collar. What's the difference between knowledge and blue collar? Blue collar people are so good, but they will do the work what you say. Nothing beyond that. If you ask them to cut the wood, they'll cut. If you ask them to move the cements from here to there, they'll move. That's it. They don't want to think much. They're fine, they're happy. That's how life was years back. Now you're working with knowledge workers who can think on their own. You cannot behave like a white collar job person. Command and control will not work. Then what will work? There is a terminology called servant leader. Have you heard about the term servant leader? Anybody heard this terminology, servant leader? If you heard the terminology servant leader, that is the way market is going to work. Shriram, this is pathetic, man. Come on, man. How come the world will change? I'm still seeing my bosses controlling me. Maybe some places mistakes are still happening. But how many of us like if somebody controls us? We don't, right? Take your children at home. Do they like when you control them? None of the children like. Whereas when you were children, you are fine when your parents scolded at you. I think you agree with me. If your parents scold at you, you'll keep quiet those days. Now children don't keep quiet. They shout back at you or they don't talk to you for 2 days. That's the way situation is going. Leave this. Let's talk about the kids coming to office. When I say kids age between 20, 22, after college pass out, can you be so much commanding with them? I don't think so. At least I don't see that in my corporate channel I'm working. You cannot. You will not. You should not. If you do that, they will resign and go out of the company. Because they are knowledge workers. They know what to do. They are clever than you. Since you have more experience, since you have good ability of handling pressure situation, you be a senior manager there. If not, they can do better than you. If that's the situation, knowledge workers will rule the world. Now I'll go to the point. When I talk about knowledge workers, it goes beyond gender bias. There is no gender difference here. When you say knowledge, it can be men, women, or anybody challenged also. So if somebody is fighting for giving equal rights, I will tell nothing to worry. The world will be ruled by knowledge workers. If you have knowledge, you will be at the top. That's it. Simple. As simple. There are days where we need a big boss, big shoulder. Hey, man, that kind of people need it, but not needed now. It's gone. Some areas still it is there, minimal, but the majority is knowledge workers. So please read the books about Peter Drucker, pretty interesting. This is a basement for what you're going to learn for servant leader, right? Pretty interesting. Good. What you do is quickly we'll see one info from Peter. I have a short video. What we'll do is let's listen to this. It will give some more info for us. Let me check. I'm sharing all the sounds to you. I believe I shared. Let's listen.
Peter Drucker taught me the fact that today we manage knowledge workers. Right. Knowledge worker knows more about what they're doing than the boss. The history of leadership was the boss was superior to the people being led. Bigger, stronger, smarter, talk to God, whatever, superior. Yeah. Well, that's yesterday, that's not tomorrow. Today, most of us manage people called knowledge workers. If I'm a CEO and I know more about marketing than the marketing person or finance than the finance person, I don't have a leadership problem, I have a selection problem with the wrong people. You want them to know more than you. Well, when people know more than you, you can't tell them what to do and how to do it. They already know. You have to ask, you have to listen, you have to learn. One of the great leaders that we both know is Alan Mulally. Alan, former CEO of Ford, fantastic, fantastic leader. And Alan tells a story. He was in a meeting and he encourages people, red, yellow, green, on top 5 priorities. Green, I'm on plan. Red, I'm not on plan, don't know how to get there. And yellow, I got a strategy. Yeah. His first meeting, everything's green and they're losing $17 billion. Alan goes, well, it's not so good. Let's do this again. Finally, someone said red and Alan goes, well, you know, you don't know where you are and how to get there. And he said, I don't either. I know less than you.
Right.
Well, that's
what a moment.
Brilliant.
What a moment to, because this is with all the senior leaders of Ford.
Yeah.
And they're kind of testing him because it's early on in his days, right?
Right.
And if there's ever a moment you would think a CEO is going to go, let me show you how I can save the moment, because we are losing millions and billions of dollars. There's pressure on me from the board to turn this around. But instead of that, he does something different. What does he do?
He says, I know less than you. Why don't we actually find people and ask them for the answers? Well, they found out the answers were 3 or 4 levels below them in the company. So I love your philosophy of asking in this advice trap.
Yes.
JP Garnier was one of my coaching clients. JP was a CEO of GlaxoSmithKline. I asked JP, what'd you learn about leadership as a CEO? He said, I've learned a hard lesson. He said, my suggestions become orders. My suggestions become orders. And I said, if they're smart, they're orders. And if they're stupid, they're orders. If I want them to be orders, orders. If I don't, they're orders anyway. My suggestions are orders. So I said, what'd you learn from me? He said, before I speak, stop and breathe and ask one question. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And this advice trap that you talk about, very profound. What we don't realize as leaders, our suggestions tend to become orders.
Right, they suck the oxygen of creativity out of the room. Everybody's like, that's a good suggestion, boss. Let me just write that down. I think I'm going to do this idea because you gave it to me.
In that Ford case study, if Alan would have said, have you thought of? What would have happened? Sir, yes, sir. Thought of it now, boss.
Exactly.
Yes, Mr. CEO.
I call have you thought of fake questions, because it's just advice with a question mark attached on the end. Nobody's thinking it's a question at all.
Everybody says, go do it.
Yeah.
And so I think what you're doing is brilliant. The advice trap, getting leaders to have that discipline to stop and breathe. And a great question, Alan, is, am I the world's expert on this topic? If I'm not, why am I talking?
Okay, do anybody got some info out of it? Let me see your observation. What you got out of this discussion? At least a word, a line, you got it? Something you got here? I found something when this guy was talking. My suggestions becomes orders or advice. Do somebody observe that? Suggestions becomes the advice to implement something. I think some of you would agree with me. It happens, right, in a big organization. Somebody says, "What can we think like that?" Quickly say, "Yes, we'll implement it." And that bossing mentality is a danger in current knowledge-based workers. Why I have to show all this background for you is I'm trying to build the mindset for you. Of course, this is not given in the video of ACP exams, but I want to tell you that we should slowly start thinking that how can we empower the team around us rather trying to keep all control with us. Many years thinking that only we keep the control, we keep growing, it's going to fail us as an organization. Whereas when you give the freedom to them, it starts moving forward. But how to do that? That's what we're going to learn systematically. Right, let's move a little more.
You're Drucker.
Now we'll bring up the topic of servant leadership. I made some background so that you get the mindset. Now mindset is ready. Now look at the skills, what is needed on the left side. Okay, you see a bunch of skills here. Now tell me which skill you like in this list. There is a list given on the left side. Tell me the skill which is your favorite. There are a bunch of items: conflict management, cultural awareness, decision-making, facilitation, leadership. Which one is your favorite? You may like something. You will tell, hey, I like networking. Venkat says, I like team building. Very good. Very good. Jimmy says, I like servant leadership. Damodar says, I like observation. Roland says, networking. Smithy says, networking. Nice, I think Soundarya. And then networking. I'm getting more of networking. Okay, great. Networking again. Oh my God. You guys are so like with networking. Okay, since you all telling networking, what is networking? Anybody can give some hint up from your perspective. Doesn't mean to be world definition, your definition. You can speak up in the mic. You want to tell what is networking? Connecting with people. Okay. Connecting with the people, meet up, connect with the people. Okay. More connecting with the people. When you say connecting with the people, is it something only your team members, or you go beyond that? You go beyond that, right? Very good. Rightly said from Smijo. Connect, communicate, and collaborate with the people, right? It may be anyone who can bring benefit to the organization on the projects. That's what we do. It shouldn't be something like only for benefit you get connection. Like we can see some people, they suddenly become friend with you. They started asking, hey, when is your birthday? How is your birthday? All things happening. Hey, happy birthday. All happens. Then they say, can you forward this resume to your human resource department? I need a job in your company. Oh man, you came here only for that. So it's not that kind of networking. Here, networking is on the genuine purpose. It's people are knowledgeable, right? Everybody has a knowledge. They know what you are for, what you're asking for. It's not kids around. Some people feel that the other person may not know things. The way they start interacting, easily make it out. So networking is a skill, it's an art. Very good. Negotiation, very good. And what else I saw? I saw something on leadership. Amini, you want to talk about leadership? What do you mean by leadership here? What do you mean by that? What's your thought? Anything pops up in your mind when you say leadership? Because leadership is a very broad statement. It can have multiple verticals under that. Can we be an example to the team? Can we make the team to move along with us to achieve something? Can we show a path to the team, right? So can I make a bold decisions on some needed situation? That's going to be of leadership style. Leadership encourages us to think, motivate, very good. Lead the team, no bossism, okay. Motivate and provide proper guidance, very good, good guys. Thanks all for the inputs, I appreciate everybody. And when you see this, all these things are important, needed for us. But if you ask me, will I use all the skills all the time? Not necessarily. When it needed, you will use. Look at yourself at the age of 25, 30, 40, you may have a number of skills with you. Are you using all the skills all the time? Not needed. I may know how to open a machine with the screwdrivers or spanners effectively, but do I use it all the time? Not necessarily. Sometimes my family will tell that, hey, can you please help me in the refrigerator? There are some bottom leakages there. Can you please fix it? Rather calling somebody from outside with the COVID situation. Can you do that? I may have the skill which I learned 10, 15 years, 20 years back, how to open the screwdrivers perfectly and fit in perfectly. I'll bring up that skill now. I'll tell, okay, it's a long time, but I'll try. I'll take my screws and do it. So I'm utilizing the skill on a need basis. So there is a wrong assumption in the market. Somebody has to do everything on every day. Not at all. On the need, you will do that. But are you willing to do? That's a question mark. There are people in the market they have enormous skill, but how many of them willing to expose it? I can ask somebody in the meeting room in office corporates, hey, can you please somebody take up this job? They'll keep quiet. They tell, why should I do? That's not my role. That's a role of Ramesh. Many people are like that. They sit in the same place lifelong. There are some people who come forward, tell that I have the skill. Shall we try it? I may be wrong, but I will try it once. Those are the people going forward. Now let's go to servant leadership. On the right side, I put a picture here. I know picture is not much clear, little blurred there. But the point here is servant leader. This person is called a servant leader. What do you mean by servant leader? Servant leader first show the vision to the team members. You give a vision of what you're going to achieve, right? That's going to happen. Post conveying the vision, we start helping them and blocking, allowing them to go forward. Let me see, I put up my pen. Yeah, here it is. So if you watch out, a servant leader is a person who can show the vision of what we are going to achieve. Is the person who can we can protect the team from unwanted distractions or maybe obstacles or something is not going to help them to move forward, something hitting them back. Usually the management intervention in the work, you know that this management intervention is something so trouble. They keep on troubling the team. So you have a block, or you take care of things around, telling the guys, team is working. I'm trusting the team. I'm supporting the team. They will do. Because I'm providing them whatever they want. I provide them the tools and support what they want. I'll help them because I've shown the vision to them. I'm helping them with the tools and support. So don't disturb them. Allow them to work on their own. And also you clear the blockers on the way. Any blockers, you'll start clearing it. Now, if you watch out, this is the role of servant leader. Rather, having a hierarchy format. A hierarchy format is like this, right? You have a box, there is a manager, a project manager. The project manager sends another block of information here. It goes to team lead. Team lead takes information to the team members, right? This is what we follow for so many years. Even today, it works in some places. I'm not saying no. But rather than that, doing this format makes them to do. Because once you show the vision, once you trust them to do the work, once you support them with what they want, once you clear the blockers, they do the great job. They're the knowledge workers. They know what to do. They're more knowledgeable than you and me, right? That's what I see my team members. They're more knowledgeable. Somebody come and ask me, Shriram, can you do this? I can give some opinion to them. Then they'll say, man, you have knowledge, you do it. Within 2 days, they come back, fantastic, I did it. It happens, it works, right? Fantastic, great. Karthik says, remove impediments, blockers, and obstacles. Fantastic, Karthik, you got it. Good. Are you clear with this concept of servant leader? You got an idea what could be visualized on the servant leader role? Did you got that? Fantastic. You got it. You got it. Great, great, great. Great. Let's move a little more. Let's move a little more. Okay, now let's see some of the roles available in this agile teams. Some of the roles. The roles predominantly discussed could be a product owner who is a representative of the customer. There is something called Scrum Master, whom we saw as a servant leader, and the knowledge workers. Knowledge workers could be the team members. In fact, this person is a knowledge worker. Scrum Master is also a knowledge worker. Just want to tell that this whole team start working together. You may have some business owner who can give some task to the team members or give the business idea, and some other SMEs or external stakeholders can be there. Let's imagine a situation here. A situation imagination is like this. Let's say we have Citibank, CITI, Citi. Citibank want to come up with a new technology system where they want to take care of retail customers. Retail customers. They want to take care of corporate customers. Corp, right? Two things. In retail, they want to bring savings account details. They want to bring credit card, right? Credit card. Here, you want to bring a salary related stuff. You want to bring something specific on corporate card, corporate food card, or some stuff you want to do. The point here is this implementation needs some knowledge, business knowledge. Now, business owner, this guy, the gentleman here, will take charge of either of one or both. Possible. Let's imagine this person takes charge of the whole Citibank details. Okay. And they will assign this product owner who take care of retail banking. Retail. Now, this product owner has to complete everything under retail banking. And this product owner is a representative of Citibank. Either you can have a Citibank employee in your company, or your company will have a proxy who will work with the Citibank product owner. However it is, we will have some customer representative. This person will have a business knowledge. Primarily, this person possesses the business knowledge. Also, take care of user acceptance testing. Business knowledge to tell what they want, testing to be done before the product is accepted. These two knowledge should be there for the BA or a product owner, right? And Scrum Master will know Agile principles well and can coach the team. Technical, not highly needed, but if you have some knowledge, you can help the people to guide them a little bit here and there, right? If not, you will be more of a servant leader. Servant leader, that's a role here. And you should know the timing of the team. I should set up the cadence, set up the process in place. Now, this team is called a cross-functional team. We call them as a cross-functional. So you will have a developer who can do quality also. A quality person can do development also, vice versa. And this team will be a self-organized team. They can move forward and complete the work in the speed what they can. That's possible, right? This is the usual team structure of Agile. Let me go a little more to explain some stuff. And it says servant leader. Servant leader can do multiple things. You can see they can listen, empathy, awareness, foresight. If you see an impediments remover, facilitator, it can be a coach. You can be somebody who can be a servant leader, manager, change agent. You be a manager. Yeah, situation comes, we start helping them, the team as a manager. You be a mentor. Could be multiple roles this person plays, but not the command and control format. That doesn't work out, right? We start helping people only by knowledge they possess and what we possess. This is servant leader side. Okay, servant leader, I think it's a very open term, and it's a little confusing in the market also. Some people feel, man, I'm a project manager, can I be a servant leader? If you understood what Peter Drucker mentioned there, knowledge workers, you are ready for servant leader. If you don't understand that, you are not ready for it. Because I still some people that I'm a project manager, I take full charge of the project. How can I be a Scrum Master? That will not work, right? Team will take charge of the project. You have to be there, help them, support them. Usually your role is slightly reduced than before. Coming back to product owner. The product owner is a person, a centralized person who is a representative of Citibank. I gave an example for you, who can create the vision, what to achieve, who can refine the work, what to be done, who can set the product roadmap, plan, attend Scrum meetings, follow Scrum process, and decision whether to do or not. A product owner role is pretty important in the current trend because he or she is the representative of the Citibank who knows what is priority. That's very important. That's very important. If you watch it here, a product owner manage the economics, telling that what is important, unimportant, which is going to add value to the Citibank. If Citibank, this release or this information will add value, we will do that. If not, you would delay it. Participate in the planning. Groom the product backlog. Grooming means refining the work, what need to be done. I'll talk more about. Define the acceptance criteria. Collaborate with the development team. You have to talk regularly. There is a principle which we saw about this, right? Where development team and business team should work together daily throughout the project. Some principle. Do you know the principle number? The principle number we saw somewhere saying that work together. Principle 4 or 5? 4, huh? Okay. 4 says that you have to work together. Nothing but the business product owner will sit and work with the team regularly. Collaborate with the stakeholders regularly. This is all pretty important for this. I see many people turning into product owner these days because very high in demand. For this, what qualification you have, Shriram? You should possess the business knowledge. Obviously, you have to possess business knowledge. Or I'm seeing some of the business analyst, BA, you know, the BA role, they are turning to product owner. But when you're a product owner, you will not control the team. You will only take charge of what to be delivered early to the market. That will be your charge. I think it's an interesting role to do. Okay, let's talk something on the team now. I said about the servant leader. I said about the product owner, team. When I say team, it's called cross-functional team. You can watch out here. The days where I used to work in the early days, we used to have an analyst separately. We will have testers separately. We'll have developers, each are different team. Only when the analysts complete all the requirement details, they'll hand over to developer. Developer will take and complete all, hand over to tester. So each will be different team. It's called a handover time. In lean management, this handover is considered as waste of time. That you don't kill your time. Rather, you try to have everybody in the same team. You can see here one team which has the analyst, developer or tester or any other people you want. So this team is a compact team who can do what they can complete in this timeline. I sometimes compare this with the Jumanji team. Do you know the Jumanji movie? If anybody watches Jumanji movie. In Jumanji movie, if you watch it, there's a movie which is a crazy and funny movie where each one have different skill. Okay, individually they cannot be a great star. Whereas when you put them together, they will do that. One guy will have a great muscle power. One guy will have good memory power. One guy can do geographically proper calculations and measurements perfectly. So each one will have some skill. On a situation comes, only when they work together, they can escape from that spot. If not, they'll get stuck. So you cannot assume that somebody with a great muscle can do everything. No, your brain has to work, right? So point is, collection of people with the knowledge workers who can possess these skills can be there. Cross-functional team, right? Self-organized. Also, you'll find that they use something called multitasking, or not multitasking in the way it says that multiple skills you possess with you, generalized skills. A developer can also test the product. A tester can also develop something. It's called full stack. Have you heard the term full stack? It's highly used in the market. Have you heard about the term full stack? So this full stack is very common in the market now. What is full stack? A person who possesses multiple knowledge. Now you can question me, Shriram, if I have a full stack, will they give me double salary? Because I'm doing testing, I'm also doing development, double salary. No. Now remember that example which I said, I want to remove something on my refrigerator. It's a skill you possess, but you will use only when it is needed. So you are ready enough, you are handy on the situation, not always. If you watch out a cricket match, in India, we have cricket as a big one. Some years back, I remember the years back, we used to watch cricket where the old cricket teams used to play. I'm talking some years back, or if you watch an old video, 20, 30 years back. After 4th or 5th wicket, nobody knows what to play. Nobody knows how to hold the bat also. You can have 3 runs to score, 25 ball will be there. Still, they lose a match. They don't know what to do. But look at the current days. Last 3 sixes can go for the last batsman. You agree that? And now these people are just a bowlers. We said just a bowlers. How can you use the word just a bowlers? That's how they treated them. But now it's not the case, right? You want the last batsman or last bowler, 9th player, to hit a 6 and 4s because you expect them to have multiple skill. When that is the case, why not your company look at you to have multiple skills? The same guy you watching cricket, that guy also watching cricket, right? That is a market trend now. If somebody is sent out of the company, maybe you don't possess multiple skills. You are with the same skill for last 20 years trying to survive, not shining, survive. Many people say, hey, man, this guy company fired me very bad. They start writing in the glass door or a wooden door, something they keep on writing an article. Some worst cases also there. I'm not denying that, some there. But majority of the cases, they don't have a habit of learning with them last 5 years. Because of that, they have to move out. Because there are some people more than you, lesser than salary, can do multiple skills. Then why should a company have you? They can get better person, right? That is what happening in the market. So possessing multiple skills is important in the market these days. But question is, will I use all? No. On need basis, we will use it. Okay, let's move a little more before we go for a short break. The team size I was putting up, by the way, I'm trying to explain most of the basic things before we start the more subject deep inside, so that you shouldn't get the doubt when you go deep inside the classes. So what I'm trying to put here, your team look like you have a Scrum Master, product owner, team members. We interact with the business owners. I believe you have an idea of a Citibank example, what I gave you, right? So a Citibank will have a business owner here. You remember it? So let's imagine Citibank, they have a business owner who can take charge of multiple things. And this business owner will communicate the information to the product owner. Scrum Master have some connection with them, need basis, not always. This can be end user or third party in the market who can give information of what they want in Citibank. They can communicate it. It's a chain of things, keep moving. Only when the business owner is clear on the priority, the same can transfer to product owner. So product owner can take a decision, what kind of priority they have to set. And Scrum Master will be in touch with both the team. The team does not get any distraction. They're well focused on what they have to do. They'll be only in touch with the product owner to understand the work, only with these guys to get the coaching of what to do, how to do. That's it. Rest all thing will work. These are all knowledge workers that are capable of doing the work. Only you have to tell what to do. Rest all they know what to do and how to do things, right? That's how it works. Okay. Is this common in other industries? Can I do this in construction and manufacturing? In construction and manufacturing, also there is some technology-based work is there. In that area, you can do this. But if there is a field work, you cannot be a team self-organized. In field work, in construction, there is a field work going to happen. There we should have a manager who possesses the knowledge to guide them properly, because that area you have to catch up on the knowledge side, because they are more focused on how to do, right? And they will not be what I'm doing. What I'm doing is charge of the manager. When you have some technology portion in the construction, if you construct a big shopping mall, don't think all will be cement laborers. No. Big portion of the team will sit and work on design, work on modulation things, what all to do, how to do. They'll do a lot of stuff. If that area is there, that should work in this model. If you go to a manufacturing industry, there technology involved, there you have to do. Pharma industry, technology is involved, right? Rocket launching, technology is involved. Surgery, we need a lot of equipment stuff that's involved. So some of the scaled agile, if you go to scaled agile, they specifically mention that every industry is an information technology industry. Every domain has a portion of information technology. I will not tell 100%, some portion will be there. You can see any company in this world now, they will have a small portion of technology team. That technology team need this kind of approach, because going forward, it's all going to be knowledge workers. Oh man, a lot of changes, right? Yep, a lot. Okay, let me see the time so that, yeah, we will spend a little time on this image only, then we'll go for a break. First thing, I explained about something called Agile 4 Manifesto, 12 principles. Then we understood there are certain methods like Scrum, ACP, Kanban. We understood. We had to talk about methodologies. Meantime, we understood something called knowledge workers, what it is. Then we spend time on understanding about some roles like servant leader, product owners, teams, basic understanding we did. Now we have to understand a little bit about the requirement. You understood the people, team, all good. Now from where the requirement comes in. Give an example of a Citibank. Now the Citibank team gives the details, right? So let's say Citibank, as I said here, Citi is here. Now Citi want to implement retail customers on corporate customers functionality. Now there's a retail and corporate customers will have multiple base level functionality. It goes down, it goes down, it goes down, all going to happen. Will I implement all? Will I put everything and draw a WBS? You heard about work breakdown structure. Am I going to do this? If you ask me, no. What we'll do is we will take some functionality like savings account details, credit card details. Now, some functionality which you feel high important to the market right now, which can add value to the market, which can be cost effective, which can reduce by risk which Citibank will face. For example, Citibank don't do this functionality, it will threaten to lose some customers. So risk is there. Or there is a security violation thing which you have to fix it as immediately possible. Risk. Some of the knowledge what we have. Based on this, a priority is set. Who sets a priority of the requirement in Agile project? Do anybody know that? Who sets a priority in Agile projects? Is it the team? Is it something Scrum Master? No, as rightly said, product owner, the customer representative of Citibank, the customer representative of Citibank sets a priority, high and low. Whatever is a high, that will be implemented in a sprint. What is a sprint? A sprint can be 10 days of work. What team has to do? 10 days. 10 days of work, right? Now 10 days of work within this, what team are going to achieve? That will be high priority item, tip of the iceberg. Whereas what is next? Next release can be after 2 weeks. Future release can be after 3 months. So these work are there, but we will not do any elaborate discussion. It will be kept as a big piece. You can see it's a big piece. Only when you understand, you can decompose it and make it as a small piece, which team can do it. This we will do only when we need it. Until then, we won't touch. I know Citibank needs retail customers related work. It needs savings account. It needs a credit card. It needs a loan system. All are needed. But I will not write a big WBS requirement document, everything elaborately and start the work. No, we don't do that. We will have everything as a big piece. What is this big piece called as? We use certain terminology. I will talk as I go deep inside chapter, but for now, understand, we use certain terminology called as epic. We sometimes call as a themes. We call bottom that as a features. We call as user stories. Have you heard these terminologies before somewhere? Epics, themes, features, user stories. Have you heard these terminologies, right? Here and there, some terminology. Some of you may not have heard because you may be from different industry, but don't get worried. It's all nothing but big piece of work. For example, if I tell you Citibank, I'm taking one example so you stay connected. Citibank. In the Citibank, if I say retail, if I say corporate, do you think retail is a big division? Corporate is a big division? I feel it's a very big division, right? Citibank is there for more than 100 countries. They have too many operations to happen. Retail, I can call this as one epic, a big initiative. Corporate, one epic, big initiative, isn't it? I can call that. Under corporate, I can call about a salary account related operations. I can call this as a theme if you want, or I can call as a feature if I want. It's up to you. Nobody stops it. And under feature in salary account, I have to show them the account balance. Could be one user story, a small piece of work. I'm not putting exact way of decomposing. I'm just trying to show that big piece can be epic. Below that can be some themes or features, or it can be a user story. There is no order in this world for Agile. Good thing about Agile is they don't force any order. They keep it free, what you like. But I'll show some standards followed in the market so that you learn these things, right? These all we learn in doing Agile. What you're going to learn in the beginning? Being Agile. That's what you're going to spend time now. Good. What we do now is it's a time for the break. You people have listened nearly 1.5 hours. You need a break, refresh yourself, and come back. When you come back, we have to jump inside the Scrum methodology and talk about XP, right? So take a 15 minutes break. When you come back, we'll catch up more content. Thanks for being here. Let's catch up in 15 minutes of time. Hey, welcome back. Let's kickstart. Hope most of you had breakfast today. Since yesterday we couldn't get it, today you are planned well. You had it on time. Does it happen? Okay, Tarun is asking, Shriram, can you please explain again what Scrum Master and Product Owner roles? Yep, let's see quickly on that. Meantime, we'll go to the slides. Make a quick confirmation. You're able to hear me, see me, and also get the screen. Can you do that? Going well. Very good. Thanks for confirming. Great. For Tarun and other purpose, we'll quickly look at it and come back. Scrum Master. Okay. We call it as a servant leader. Since you understood the concept of what you say, the knowledge workers, now you understood how to handle them. So you will come out of the mindset of command and control. You will come out of the mindset of every project information should be with me. I will be the one deciding everything. Once you come out of that, now your brain is fresh. Now start thinking a role. And this role is listening people, showing empathy from their perspective and being awareness of what's happening. And you talk about all the leadership factors which help them to move forward without putting an obstacle. You'll be a coach, you'll be a teacher. It's something like you be there to make them everything happen around you, right? So usually I see Scrum Masters in the market where they help the team with the clear cadence setting, what all meetings should happen and conduct the meeting, facilitate the meeting, right? And any blockers they have, you have to communicate with the senior management. You have to communicate with other Scrum Masters and product owners. You be a bridge between them. For that reason, I showed you a picture. I believe you observed that, a picture which talks about, here it is. I think this is a role you have to keep in mind. A servant leader, what they do, that's going to be a Scrum Master. I don't think Scrum Master is only a servant leader. There are servant leader means anybody in Agile is a servant leader. Scrum Master is one of the role under that, right? And then comes a product owner. Product owner is a person who has a business knowledge. I gave an example of Citibank, but this person possesses the knowledge to make the things to move forward. How they do, they set the roadmap, they make the release plan, they have a vision, they have a proper refinement of work. This is very important. This is a place you keep refining the work, so that refinement means you take the work and start tuning it further to elaborate it. We'll talk more as a class goes. It's pretty early for us. For a product owner is a person who has a business knowledge, who drives a business, who sets the priority, who help the team to understand what to do, how to do, right? That's product owners. And team members, we saw cross-function team members. Hope Tarun, it helps you. You got that, right? So let's move from iceberg to the next stage. The next stage is, we'll get to the product backlog. Here, if you watch out, I have bring up a picture which shows a product backlog. See, but again, I'll repeat again, we have to learn a lot of things about Agile going forward. Being the first session, second session, I'm trying to set a lot of ground things because I have people from different industry here. Agile has become a common trend now. Other industry people also want to learn it. So it is good to give some basic, then I go deep inside. That will help you. First thing here, product backlog. The product backlog, you can consider it as a requirement collection. You will have a requirement. This is nothing but requirements. List of requirements is product backlog. Now, if you watch out here, the color you can make it. It's a bit of dark color here. It means well-defined. There's a light blue, not at a defined well. What it means is, it'll be of large in size. Like what you saw in an iceberg, the bottom iceberg is pretty large. Large in size means could be epics. When I say epic or when I say feature, okay, it's a big in size of work. If you ask me what to do, I don't know elaborately, but I'll tell that I have to do credit card details. Credit card. What to do in credit card? I don't know. It's a credit card details to be done. It will be the bottom level. It has a few details. Not now. I will do later. 3 months later. 2 months later. Not 1 year later. We won't go that much. We'll get 2 months later. Here, something can be 1 month later. This can be 2 months later. This can be something which you weren't current this month. Current. When it is current, I spend time to understand it and take this kind of big size of work, put into small pieces. And that small piece will have a lot of details, elaborated details. Now, these details make this work to be a little more interesting and clear, and also stays in the top. Now, here comes the role of the product owner. Now, the product owner help the team to make it small size, help the team with the clarity of what to do, but priority will be set by this guy. Priority will be set by product owner. So product owner will tell that this item is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 5, this is 7. So the product owner sets a priority and also help the team to get the clarity. This work will focus. Once this is completed, thrown out, we'll remove it from the product backlog. Next, we'll come to this set of item. This light blue will become dark blue. Again, this light will become dark. Slowly add it. So next, another new set of features will get added in the bottom. So if you watch out, it will be sprint 1, sprint 2 and 3, sprint 4, sprint 5. The more you get the requirement clarity, we'll do it. But only based on the priority that item will be discussed. This is a major difference between predictive and adaptive approach. In predictive approach, whether you going to do it right now or later, we will do elaboration. We'll do elaboration for this work. We will do elaboration for this work also. Do you agree? Do you agree? In predictive nature, some work which I'm going to do after 3 months, that also we'll discuss in the beginning itself. We do that. We spend huge time there, right? We spend huge time. Sometimes it makes sense, sometimes doesn't make sense. That too, in knowledge-based projects, that's going to be danger. Because I don't know, right? See, I'm talking about a credit card facility, credit card, okay? Before pandemic started, I thought it's the biggest functionality to be implemented. Imagine I made all the elaboration discussion. I formed a team of 100 people. I procured everything, all set to start. Pandemic came in. After pandemic came in, now tell me, do you think credit card functionality usage is a high or low? What is your thought personally? Personally, tell me, is a credit card, a plastic card, that usage is high or low? High or low? I think you have to look back, it's low. Many people are using only mobile transaction. How many of you feel that you're pretty comfortable with Google Pay and using the Paytm or anything on a mobile pay rather giving a card in the store? How many of you started using mobile pay last 1 year? Many started transferring. I have seen a lot of my friends started transferring from card. I don't want to give my card. Infection can come through card. Are we avoiding giving the card? Are you? If you avoid giving the card, the credit card functionality is dropping as such as a card. But internally, some functionality will be that is happening. But as such a card swipe and data transfer using that number, using your 16-digit number to get the money, those things are going away. In this 1 year, the credit card functionality not used heavily. Just I'm putting imagination. Okay, at least I'm not using. I didn't use my card for a long time. I don't even remember the PIN number now. I use only all my mobile things because it's easy. I don't want to, I put a mask, I'll show the distance of mask and scan it and pay the money, come out. I don't want to get the infection through the card. Plastic card is not needed now. So now, but still I'm not telling totally gone away. It's there. Some places it's there. Some places they don't accept the mobile payment. They ask for the card or money. So point is, in the knowledge-based project, what we do, you cannot define everything in advance. We have to define as we progress. Now with our pandemic situations, ideal example, you cannot do everything planned. You have to go by that. Okay. But if you ask me construction industry, yes, you have to plan. So let's not confuse construction here. In construction, some technology area are there. There they will use this. In manufacturing, some technology, there they will use this. In pharma, there is a technology, there they will use it. So every industry has a technology. I keep pressing that button. So if you learn Agile, you can go to any industry if there is a place where you can survive, you can shine, highly needed. Okay, you got this thing about the backlog, right? Well clear. Of course, there's a lot of places I'm going to talk about it, but for now, just a basic understanding. Now, little understanding about the project. How Agile project works. Okay, don't think Agile is totally alien. Here also there is a customer. Here is you or your company. Okay, your company director. Both of them sign something called SOW. What is SOW? Do anybody know what is SOW? SOW means what? Have anybody heard about SOW? Statement of work. Soundriya says statement of work. Damodar says, Tarun says, very good. Can we consider as a legal document? Can we consider as a legal contract? Do you agree that? Legal contract. Contract. Yeah, it's a legal contract. Yes. SOW is a statement of work, is a legal contract getting signed. When a SOW is signed means it's a legal one which can stand in the court. Okay. Now, what will be inside this? That's a big story. It has some high-level definition of the project, detail, who will work, all will be there. It will be a fixed price contract, or cost reimbursable contract, time and material. You don't worry about that. This is not your headache now. Point is contract getting signed. When the contract getting signed, they will have a rough estimation. What is rough estimation? Rough order of magnitude, ROM. In rough estimation, they will make that this project can be around $3 million. So when we want more, we'll extend it. That is how they had the contract. So on the contracting side, that's not a big change. It is almost same what we follow for so many years. How it happens is the project comes in. Let's imagine there is a project of IRCTC. You heard about this, right? Railway ticket booking. Now they're asking to rewrite this whole system freshly. IRCTC, they're telling that way, current system is not good. Post-pandemic, we want something very fresh and amazingly great. So in this project, they're asking how much it will charge, how much of time it will take. So what they will do is they will use something called t-shirt sizing. T-shirt sizing. Some of the experienced people in your company, like a business analyst, senior managers, what they do is they know about IRCTC or they have done something like this before. Based on this assumption, they will tell, yeah, some work can be called as extra large, some work can be called as large, some can be medium, some can be small. They'll start grouping it. Extra large, I have 25 items to do. Large, I have 20 items to do. Medium, 10 items. Small, 40 items. Now, all this thing, they'll put a price. If it is extra large, they will say $100 per item. If it is large, maybe $75 per item. Like this, I'll put an amount and tell them it's going to be $3 million you have to spend for this project. Is it accurate, inaccurate? It's an approximation. This is how the contract will get signed. When a contract gets signed, they will take t-shirt sizing and they put an estimation. It's a mutual. It's not only one party, it's mutual. Customer also discuss with us and come to a conclusion. Okay, we have these many big pieces, moderate pieces, small pieces to do a IRCTC software. What is IRCTC? The train ticket booking system. Okay, we will make something like this. So 3 million will be signed. In the contract, there will be a clause. If in case extra needed, we will extend the contract. Or we complete early, we will close the contract. Then they'll have some other clauses written that to protect some losses for both the people. This is how they'll write. When they write this, now base level information is good. With this, they'll start the release plans. Now release plans is based on this XLLM also with a priority. Now comes the business owner, BO, plus product owner. Both of these guys will tell release plan. In first release for IRCTC, what they want. They want basic login feature, user ID, password. They want a basic ticket booking system for elderly people above 60. Can you give that as a first functionality? Maybe first release. Second release, can you give me ticket booking for the general class, not the first class. General class is a majority population. Let's give something for this functionality. They'll tell general class ticket booking will happen. Here it will be like elderly people, senior citizen releases. I'm just giving imagination. This is how it will happen. Up to this, it's all decided at the upper management level. Team does not involve so far, right? Damodar is putting a question. Who will prepare the SOW, our company or client? Okay, good question. Usually, this is done by both the party with a mutual understanding. I have worked in a companies, what happens is the company which is going to do the project, we prepare a template of SOW and we will fill in some information about the project, timeline, and who are the key people, and we'll pass it to the client. Client will verify and tell that, can you add this? Can you remove this? It will go for 2-3 rounds. After 2-3 rounds of discussion, then we'll come to the common conclusion. This looks a better document to sign. Then we put a signature. Hope that helps you, Damodar. And then comes Roland. What factor to be considered while estimate Excel, L, so on? Purely historical information, Roland. Here comes the rough order of magnitude. Or if you come from PMP background, there is something called analogous estimation. Analogous estimation. We use a historical knowledge. If my company has done this kind of project before, based on that, our senior folks will estimate it, or some of the team members can estimate it. Or we will see in industry standard, what is Excel, what is L, what is M. It's called t-shirt sizing. This can be on purely knowledge of historical, can be wrong or right, but we'll come to a conclusion. This could be the approximation, right? That's how we do. At least I did some of the finance-based projects. I'm doing the project for the last 2 years. We started with the 6 months of project. It's getting extended as a new functionality keep coming in. They keep on adding. Excel will be 25. When the project starts moving forward, 25 will become 35. 35 become 45. You keep on adding. The more you add, the contract keep on extending. In Agile, they don't press too much on the contract. Yeah, they'll start keep moving forward as the things move forward. Smiju is putting a question. What is the difference between project chart and SOW? Oh man. Okay. Now, for the Smiju question, we can answer it. What happened is I'll load up something. Smiju, I believe you should have seen this PMP, right? Okay, let's assume you didn't see. So now what happened is when the SOW getting signed between the parties, are you clear up to this until with the t-shirt sizing? Because I meant to talk t-shirt sizing all in doing project. This is, we are in the being project, right? Agile, doing work I'll do a little later. Quick understanding, SOW, when a contract getting signed here, SOW getting signed, right? This is an agreement between the party. Could be your senior folks, director of the company, all happens. After this, a project has to start. Now, what will happen is we have to authorize somebody in the organization to start it. Now, this authorization happens through something called project charter. Now, what is project charter? Project charter will have a high level of project information. From here, you'll extract some information and put into charter. So, Shriram, already this is here. Then why have to put this? This is a legal document. This is not a legal document. This is only an authorization for you as a project manager to take control of this project. You can use the company resources with authority. You have to use the company resource, right? Material, equipment, everything should be used. For that reason, we create charter. In Agile also, we have Agile project charter. But it won't have much of information, only one page, which has a basic information about the project. And what is the intention? Who will be the project manager? And signature will be there, right? That will help us a project charter. Hope that helps you. Venkat is asking BRD. That is different, right? Charter is only one page of information. Okay. Venkat, if you say BRD is a business requirement document, full information of the project, that is not here. In fact, in Agile, you don't have BRD at all. In Agile, instead of BRD only, we have something called product backlog. You remember it? Product backlog. That's what instead of BRD. So charter is only a high-level document which has only one page, which explains why we do this project, who will be the authority for this project to hand over in the company. It's a document that helps you to tell, hey guys, this guy is a manager. This person is going to run this project. That's how it is. Okay, good. Karthik puts 5W. Okay, good, super. Karthik put some points here. By the way, yesterday somebody was asking me about, I'm more interested on contract. Who is that? Sorry, I missed your name. If you're around here.
Myself, Royland.
Sorry, name. I missed your name.
Royland. Yesterday, I only asked that contract.
Great. Okay. I thought of reminding you when I'm talking SOW. Okay. Hope you got some detail now, right?
Yeah.
We don't go too deep inside into understand is it a fixed bid or cost reimbursable. But if you understand, at least I understand the last 15 years of doing a lot of projects in IT, directly talking with the contracts. The majority places used fixed price contract. This is what I have seen mostly. We make a rough order of magnitude estimation and we sign 2 million contract. The 2 million goes again 3 million, 3 goes to 4, or sometimes 2 stops at the 2, or it goes a little down. There it goes. Contracting wise, not much changes happened with the traditional, with the current. We have the same format till now. But some small classes are there. I'll tell that when I go to the particular chapter, right? Okay, hope you all got some basic info now. Let's move a little more deep. Let's move a little more deep. What's the time now? Oh my God, we have exact 1 more hour. Ooh. We are spending much time in this area. It's worth until you learn things. Okay, I'm trying to set the basics more so that you'll be clear when you move forward, also for the exam. A sprint works like this. We call as a sprint or iteration. In Agile books, the word is iteration. If we go to Scrum methodology, the word sprint is used. Sprint is a short time of running, right? So the books of Agile says that a team can work together in 1 week of time, or 2 weeks of time, or 3 weeks of time, or 4 weeks of time. Either of one can be chosen. But if you choose something, follow that for a while. Don't keep on changing. For example, my team decided we'll work for 2 weeks of time. So every 2 weeks, they'll pick up some work, start working, complete that in 2 weeks, and then go to next 2 weeks. They will not change the goal. Now, how does it work? This is called sprint. This is called iteration. Both are interchangeably used. 2 weeks means Monday to Friday, or Tuesday to Tuesday, as you prefer. Day 1 till day 10. So what happens on day 1? In day 1, something we have to do planning. Like in a predictive nature of project, we do 3 months of planning for 10 months of work. Here, instead of that, if it is 2 weeks of work, I will spend 4 hours for planning. Shriram, 4 hours is mandatory? Not at all. I'm just giving a number. 4 hours are decent hours of planning. On the day 1 morning, Monday morning, 9 o'clock, we'll start. 9 o'clock, what we'll do is, we will pull the top item here. Okay. Why this top item? Can somebody tell me? Why we have to pull the top items, not at the bottom items? Let me see your observation. Why top items? Priority. Very good. Clear and scope. Very good. You guys are rocking today. So now we pull it from here. Let's say there are 10 items. We'll pull 10 items. 10 items for the discussion. Fantastically well said, right? So 10 items we'll pull here and start the discussion as a team. Who will be here? Product owner will be here. Scrum master will be here. And your cross-functional knowledge workers team will be here. Now everybody will talk about this 10 item. Okay, 10 item discussed. At the conclusion, they found that in the next 10 days, they can do 7 items successfully. I'll tell you what's the estimation calculation later, not now. Let us understand that. We thought of taking 10 items for discussion, 7 concluded will complete. And this is called goal. We set a goal. And this goal is valid for next 10 days. Next 10 days, this is a goal. In 10 days, I have to complete 7 items. That's a goal, right? Now this is a goal. Now this goal setting and understanding 10 items to do, this is called as a sprint backlog. Sprint backlog. There's a 10 items or 7 items which you picked up. It's called sprint backlog. So this is called product backlog. From here, if you pull and make it, is a sprint backlog or iteration backlog. That is for 10 days of time, right? Now, this item, we are going to start working. So what will happen to the rest of the 3? We took 10 for discussion, but we picked up 7. What will happen to the rest of the 3? What will happen to the rest of the 3? Will it go back? Will it go back to product backlog? It will go back, right? It will push it back. I can do this now. We'll push it back. So there, nobody can force you. Product owner, no. I thought 10, do the 10. Can they say like that? Can a Scrum Master can tell that, no, 10 is a very good number. Maradona is also 10 and good cricket players also 10. So you have to do 10. No other go. Can somebody force it? No, nobody can force it, right? They have to pick up and they have to do. If team decides, man, I can do only 7. I have some people sick because of Corona, or I don't have some facilities. So I will do only 7. Now what happened is, this goes on, right? 10 items out of 7 picked up. There is a question here. How about if you do finish the goal? What happened? How about if you do finish the goal? If you finish the goal, it's good, right? Maybe you're putting the question. Can you check your question? Is your question correct? Because it says, how about if you do finish the goal? What happened? Yeah, finish the goal, happy, right? Anything wrong in that? If you do finish the goal, I think I'm still getting the question as a correct sentence there. It tells that if you finish the goal, well, happy. That's what we are able to do. Maybe if you want to reframe the question, frame it. Avani says, can we consider velocity of the sprint while planning? Yes, we should consider a little bit, but let's not go too much into velocity points right now. I'll talk when you go deep inside. Right? Let's not do that, Avani, because a lot of area there to talk. Not now. People confused there. Now you made the question properly. If you do not finish the goal, right? The same way, okay, let me proceed and tell you before we jump to the answers. Look at here, the day one, we started with the 7 items to complete it, right? So every day we meet up, that's called daily stand-up. We'll talk about for 15 minutes how things are moving in the sense of, hey, any blockers, things are going good, we'll do. Again, we do stand up, 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 we do stand up. On the 10th day, we will see how much we completed. Out of 7 items, imagine we completed 6 items. 6 items. For this 6th item, I will show demo to the customer. My customer will come and watch the 6 items what I completed. Now go back to the Agile principle, which says that working software is a primary measure of progress, right? Working software more than comprehensive documentation, isn't it? So I'm going to show something workable 6 items to my customer. When I show workable 6 items, 1 item missed out. Now tell me what will happen to this 1 item. I think that's a question from somebody in the group also. So what will happen to that 1 item? What will happen? What's the thought? What is the thought? Move back to backlog. All right. It will go back to product backlog fantastically. Spillover will take it next sprint. No, Avani, that's wrong. We won't take it. We'll go back to PB. Fantastic. Rightly said. Now I'll explain it, the point. Now 6 items is complete. We show to the customer accept or reject, something happens here. Now this 1 item which you cannot complete, what will happen is it will go to product backlog. Obviously, we'll think like this. If it goes to product backlog, we will do immediately the next sprint. If you do like that, then it is a mistake. Now, what happened is this 1 item goes back to the backlog. Now the product owner has to decide, is this 1 item which came back has high priority or low priority for the upcoming next 10 days. If the product owner feels still it is high priority, on the next 10 days, we'll pick up for discussion. If not, that will go down, other thing will come up. The 1 item which you did not complete doesn't mean that it should stand high priority for next 10 days. No, nothing like that. It will go back to the backlog. Product owner decides, do we need it or not? Because when I complete this on the 10th day, in this 10 days, something would have happened in the market. For example, Zoom got up with a security violation issue. You remember that security issue? Quickly, that 1 week was so vibrant in the market, telling that Zoom is so risky. Many of our students also said, Shriram, Zoom risky. Can you go to other software? I said, what are you doing? You're clicking a link, joining from the browser. What's going to be risk for you? Oh, no login for me, right? Then I'm safe. Many people don't understand what it is. It's saying, hey, risky. But the market value start dropping down. Zoom, what they did? Immediately implemented a security fix within 10 days. Now, is the security fix is important or the one uncompleted work is important? If you ask the product owner, the product owner will tell, no, security fix is important. We'll do this uncompleted work later, not now. All right. This is how it goes back and come back again. Does it help you? Did you understand the concepts? There is a question. What if there is an impediment or blocker that has a stalled progress right from first day of sprint and nothing was completed? Then will all items go back to product backlog? Absolutely. If it is the first day of the sprint is not happening, first thing, the team has not properly worked on sprint planning. You didn't do proper work there. If you don't do the proper work, definitely get stuck here. If it is stuck here, then what is the purpose of waiting rest of the 9 days? First of all, the sprint itself invalid. You have none of the item, right, Karthik? You get it? There should be some meaning, right? Why we do this 10 days of work. So we have to say invalid. The sprint planning is meant to understand what we will do, how we will do, right? In fact, one point I want to explain you all. Now, there is something called sprint grooming. This grooming is going to talk about items which are here, which is the next set of priority. Those items you have to pick up and talk in this 10 days of time. In a 10 days of time, you will spend nearly 8 hours spread over here and there. We'll spend 8 hours to talk about next set of items. In fact, you picked up these items to do in the current 10 days. Very good. For upcoming work, who will talk? Only you and me has to talk, right? So sprint grooming is a time where the product owner, the scrum master, your team members will talk about upcoming work. We'll take 1 or 2 items, we'll talk about it, clarify it. That clarification properly happened, it will not bring the question which Karthik can ask now. Karthik asks, what if stuck? It means you didn't do grooming properly. You didn't understand planning properly. That's where it happens. Hope that's better now. Let's move a little more. Is there any logic to handle priority within the specific sprint? Definitely it is there. I'll talk about it. Feature wise, yeah, there is a priority. There is something called Moscow rule. We'll talk about it. I'll talk when I go deep inside. Karthik asks, thank you. Another question I have is, what if 1 or 2 items are work in progress last day of the sprint? Items are 60% complete, then that item will move to product backlog or will work upon the next sprint iteration. Majority of the work, what we have, I took an example here, right? Out of 7 items, 6 completed. Okay. Now 1 is there. What your question is, this 1 item, what if 60% completed? Even it is a 95% completed, this item has to go back, because as for the sprint methodology, it is something like you should have something workable. If it is not workable, it is not going to be shown to the customer. Only when you meet the term called definition of done, I'm going to talk about it later. There is something called DOD. Only when you meet this, that is part of demonstration. If not, that will go away. Whatever percentage you don't do, they don't bother, you pull it away. Got it? Got it. Hope you're good. Clear? Yes, let's move. Can I get an assurance you're all listening well? Things are going good for you. Are you with me? Are you getting the context? Very good. Very good. Okay, let's listen more. I'm trying to give some of the basics here. Thanks for the messages back reply. Let's start progressing furthermore. Okay, how an agile project altogether works. Okay, because many people are worried. You know what? Many people are worried not on the implementation part. The many are worried on how we will give profit from the project. Many people are worried on how a contract will be signed. Many people are worried on how the customer will get revenue out of it. I'll tell you, these are all not in your pocket. Actually, this is not in your pocket at all. Your pocket is project initiation started. You will start working on the release plan. You will start working on closing the project. This is a different department altogether. This is called pre-sales department. The director of the company, portfolio of the manager of the company, client representative, they take care of these things. This thing we shouldn't worry. But you can show interest, I'm not saying, but don't worry much. This is not in our plate when you do project management. When you do portfolio management, when you do director, when you do a pre-sales, then you have to worry of those factors. But for knowledge purpose, I'll give some basics. Learn up to this and stop it. Don't try to go deep inside. It's not in our pocket, not for the exam also. So SOW is here. From the SOW, you understood there is something called project kickstart is happening. Maybe a project charter is here. From project charter, we got to initiate the project. Release plan is made. Release plan can be of every 3 months you want to give something, right? That's what I gave example of IRCTC, where you have first release, you want to give senior citizen related booking, login facility, senior citizen. Now, how do Agile project starts? We will see those information. How Agile project starts? Agile project starts like this. The first one is called iteration 0. What is iteration 0? Iteration 0 means setting the ground. Shriram, what is ground? See, if a construction work is going to happen, you can see all the bookline JCB machines will come. Clear all the bush in the ground. You've seen that? Clear the bush. Put the white line mark. I've seen those things. They do the groundwork all. Only all done. Now only they'll start the work on that because the ground is ready. Same way in Agile projects, they start working on some of the POCs to be done, proof of concept. They will do some technical platform setting up, getting some access to some of the systems, buying Amazon cloud, buying laptops and computers, getting access. These are basic work, right? We will do this for 2 weeks of time. If it is 2 weeks iteration, nearly 10 days of time will take to do all this stuff. Why? Because this is all ground setting. Because the first day of iteration starts, the first iteration starts, you will give something called valuable output, value. The first iteration, 10 days end, the 10th day end, you should tell, I have completed this goal, you can use this. On the end of 10th day, IRCTC should have user ID and password login screen ready. You cannot tell that is a WBS, that is a document. It should ready, it should work. 10 days is used for that. Next 10 days, you will do something. Next 10 days, you do something. Every iteration should have some usable component coming out. You cannot tell the story, I'm just setting up the computer. I'm just setting, still I'm slowly, I'm starting, man. Give me 5 days, I'll stretch and start the work. Agile does not work like that. You have to set everything ready on the first 10 days. Start on first day. Output should be releasable, usable one. That's a one thing, very important. That is another reason IT companies face high pressure, because every time you will give something usable component, you can't stretch and relax and tell I will do later. That story will not work. You have to be prepared, very much prepared, right? Every time there should be deliverable coming out. Shriram, is it a pressure? Not a pressure. Until your plan is clear, until your grooming is properly happening, until you have knowledge workers, until you trust your knowledge workers, this will happen. If you live in the traditional world and try to use Agile, pathetic it's going to be. I'll tell you, it's pathetic. Many companies do this mistake. They live with the project management of an old style, implement with Agile. They'll try for 10 days. They can't implement 10 days, they'll extend 2 more days. In 10 days, they can't complete the story. That story will go to next sprint. Then what do you call it as Agile? Agile means if you can't complete in 10 days, it has to go back, reprioritize, find out which is the best one now, do that. Then only you'll reach the market with the value. If you keep on extending, what's the purpose of doing Agile? It doesn't make Agile model at all, right? But to be honest, more than 70% of the company doing this mistake, because none of the people in the market don't learn Agile. Just they Google something, read some YouTube video, they think I'm Agile guy. You should properly learn Agile, how it works. You have to get that Agile mindset. Then only you will be able to work, right? Very important. Thankfully, we are learning, right? We should be happy for it. Good, you're doing a good job. Now, 4 iterations. Let's take IST example. 4 iterations happen. 4 iterations means how many weeks? I'm giving an approximation. Imagine it's a 2 weeks. 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 weeks means how many months? Any idea? 8 weeks means how many months? It should be 2 months of timeline. 2 months, right? 2 months of time. So 2 months of time is a pretty good time. Maybe if you want to say 1 quarter, so it could be of 3 months of time. So what will happen is we'll complete this. We'll complete this part, and finally we will do something called hardening. Hardening sprint is to release sprint. Release sprint means you will talk production related readiness and make ready to go to the production with fixing all the errors and documentation, everything needed to be done. So now, if you watch out, an Agile project can work like this. It's almost like same like other projects, but only thing you have a 0 and H. In between, you'll give always value. Without value, your 10 days will not pass by. Your 10-day pass by, some value should be there. If not done, we will do retrospective to understand why we cannot give the values and make corrections accordingly, right? That happens. Very good. Okay, there's a question. What's the question here? Question asked is, how sprint 1 development will be tested on sprint 1 or sprint 2? Okay, good question, Damodar. If you observed, did I give you a cross-functional team? A team which has an analyst, business guy. It has a developer who can do the core engineering work, and there's a testing guy. Do you saw that cross-functional team? Did you saw that, Damodar and team members? You saw a cross-functional team, a team capable of doing all. If you saw this doing all, when you say 10 days we'll do a work, when you commit 7 items to complete, there's a 7 items including what all it will happen is it will have a define, it will have develop, it will have test, it will have deploy. All this should be done within this 10 days. I'll repeat again, define, develop, test, deploy. Deploy means ready to use. All should be done within this 10 days. That is the reason you have a cross-functional team. They are like a Jumanji team. They can do anything, everything within this timeline. And committed 7 items, you have to do all. If you're not doing anything all, it is an incomplete item. That is why when I said complete, they had 6 items completed. The 6 items met, define, develop, test, and deploy, all done. One item, maybe they didn't test, maybe they didn't deploy, that will go back to product backlog again. You have to push it back. It means you understand that your team capacity is only 6. Next time you will take only 6 items. Maybe you 6 items you completed the 9th day itself. You have 1 day extra. Next time you will take 7 items. This is a maturity level of team. Next time you will take 8 items. Doesn't mean you'll keep on increasing, you'll go to 100 items. No, there is a range. And this range is called velocity. How much ever the team can do. If you ask me the velocity, team did 6, 7, 8. So what I do is velocity 6 plus 7 plus 8 divided by 4. What is the number will come here? Can somebody help me? 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 7, 19, 19 plus 8. How much? 27, 27 by 4. How much it comes? I think it's 27 by 4, right? 27 by 4. What's the value? 6.5. 6.5 is my team velocity. Next sprint, when it comes to 5th sprint, I'll make sure I will average between 6.5 items or 7 items, right? That's how it is. And this is called velocity. I'll talk more about story points, velocity a little later, but for quick understanding, this is my team ability. I will go 9, 10, 11. 11 can be very heavy. This will happen over a period of time, maturity level. The maturity level starts improving for the team. The team becomes more good. You can see the cricket matches. The team formation, initially the score very low. Once a team gel up really well, the wicket taking will get better. The batting scores can go high. If you watch a football, once they gel up well, they start scoring goal in the first half. Usually big teams score only in the second half. They have to compete more, fight more. Whereas when the team gel up well, the scoring of goal starts faster. Once I saw Germany was against Brazil. I think within first 20 minutes, they scored 5 goals against Brazil. Did anybody see that match? Many Brazil fans were crying on the ground. I don't know how many saw the match. There's a football match where Germany was scoring 5 or 6 goals, I believe, the first 20 minutes. So Germany was super throttling by the time, super throttling in the sense that they are on the high acceleration. Their velocity is pretty high. They just penetrated into Brazil area, started goaling, chuck, 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 chuck. 18 minutes, 20 minutes, 22, 23. Every minute the goal is keep going. It's a full acceleration team, that team won the World Cup. So coming back here, a team acceleration will take time, right? So we'll talk more about this going forward. For now, did you got some idea how Agile team works? Oh man, good amount of information you got, right? Let's move a little more. All right, let's take a question here. Let's take a question here. Team empowerment. Which one is focusing on team empowerment? I think we spoke about this, right? Some number also I gave. What's the number of this principle in the book? Principles reflect the Agile focus on team empowerment. Okay. When it's a team empowerment, build projects around motivated individuals. Can be, right? Maybe. I think it's a principle number 5, if I'm not wrong. I believe it's principle number 5 in the books, which talks about. Then why not other answers? Simplicity, the art of maximum amount of work. It's talking about work, not about the people. Welcome changing requirements even late in development. Again, requirement about the work, not the people. Working software is a primary measure of progress. Again, working software about the product. So none of that is talking about the people. Here it's talking about team. Team is about people. If you use the elimination technique, chances are you will get the answer. Build a process around motivated individuals. Individuals are directly mapping with the team members. Chances are you can choose this way also if you don't remember the principle. Right? It's another way of choosing answer. Good job. You're getting it. Right. What we'll do is we'll touch base on something on a Scrum. Then I have to give a small exercise for you. Let's do that exercise. So for now, first we'll touch base with Scrum. I took enough time to give a lot of basics. I have pulled up content from different chapters and showed it in the front itself. Because whatever is shown is part of chapter number 5, chapter number 6. But I pulled it because I want you to know that before even we start learning more factors, right? That's why we spend time, but it's worth spending. Now let's learn about Scrum. Scrum, the main people around here, Jeff Sutherland. He's a founder of this Scrum, and that makes a real interesting. Ken, along with them, we have Ken. Jeff Sutherland and Ken Scumber. These two people are the one who found the Scrum methodology. So what they found in Scrum? Scrum was born out of manufacturing industry. Watch out here. It is not for software. Out of manufacturing industry in 1986, and subsequently extended to software industry as an agile methodology. So if anybody say that software is the place we use a Scrum and agile, tell them that it came from manufacturing industry. Okay. So Jeff Sutherland originated the first Scrum project in 1993. It took this many years to bring up to the project. But in fact, in 1975-76, there is an article, right? I said about Takuchi, those guys were written an article. From there only they extracted this concept. Let's not too much worry about the origin now. Let's take care of what is inside the Scrum. Scrum is one of the interesting framework which talks about how to bring agility to the system. So now it has three pillars. Scrum encourages transparency, requires project aspects to be defined common standards. See, transparency, I see you have your product owner involving in the project day-to-day life. That's a pure transparency. There is a transparency where you keep an open board of details. We call as a Rally, Jira, where we store all the information. It's very open. Anybody can see that. And every 10 days, we show demonstration to the customer. That's again transparency. We show to them what is happening. See, if I remember when I started my career 18-20 years back, it is something like every 4 months only we will take a product to the customer. Until 4 months, nobody will involve. Nobody has the rights to come and see. They'll just stay away. But every 10 days, they're coming and see. It's a great amount of transparency, right? And comes the place where we call inspection and adaptation. Inspection, adaptation. This is a very interesting part of Scrum, where you allow people to inspect how it's happening. And you can adapt to changes, both for product and process. What is this product and process? I'll tell you. See, inspection happens every day, where we do daily stand-up. If you remember, daily stand-up. In daily stand-up, we'll be transparent. We'll inspect anything that can be improved, and we'll keep improving, right? Apart from that, if I show you 10 days of work, 10 days, the last day we do demo. In the demo, the customer give you some input. That input can be of inspection after the product. They see that this can be changed, that is not good, that is correct. That is a demo to the customer. On the product side, this is on the product. And we do something called retrospective, if you heard about it, retro. In retro, we can improve the process, the way we work. The team has took 8 items, but capable of doing only 6. It means we have to improve. The next time, next 10 days, we'll see again, we took 8 items, again we did 6. It means, man, something wrong. Your capacity is only 8, 6, go maybe 7, don't go 8. See, 8 items is big, heavy for you. Take 7 items, try to complete 6 plus 1, possibly. If not, come back to 6. Nobody pushes it. There is a principle in Agile, says that sustainable development. I think it's principle number, should be principle number 8, I believe. Principle number 8 says that sustainable development. In the sense, you should be sustainable model. You can't excuse the team. This is what happens so many days. Why 8 items? Do 10 items, do 12 items. Nobody can say that. Team can pick it up. So this is a transparency, inspection, adaptation are the principle, basic pillar of Scrum methodology. I really like it because only when you have a good amount of transparency, you can create another thing in the project that starts with a T. Can somebody tell me what is it? Only when you have a transparency, the team will create this word. What is that? What is the thought? Trust. Perfectly said. Trust. Trust is very, very important. Trust will happen only when there is a transparency. See, there is one country in this world, the last 3-4 years or last 2 years, suddenly they want to become superpower. They can. Just because of money, somebody cannot become superpower. You should have this word with you. If you don't have this word will not come with you. When this word doesn't come with you, you cannot become a leader at any cost. You can become a leader by threatening people, maybe hardly few timeline. That's it. Then it will demolish, it will fall down. Only when you have transparency, people trust will have. Only when the trust have, leadership will happen. In this era of life. If you talk the kingdom period, chances are that those days people kill other people to live and survive. But now it's not the situation, right? People are knowledge workers. If knowledge workers everywhere in your industry, same in other industries, some country, people are watching you. You can suddenly become a superpower. It cannot happen, right? Because of money endowment. This is very important. And I see this is a very important principle in any books. In Agile, if you go to scaled Agile, they have the same word transparency there, talking about it. They have 4 core values of scaled Agile, which has important word as alignment and transparency. Very, very important to talk about it. Okay, that's good start for the Scrum. I have few words or values of Scrum. Exam question don't come. They don't ask you, tell me the values. No, all are conceptual questions, but good to learn. In Scrum, there are 4 core values here. The values goes like this. You will talk about courage. The courage of team members have courage to do right things. Courage to the team members. Stay focused on the goal. No deviation. Stay focused. This is all written by year 2000, not 2000, 1996, 1983, 86 and 93 timeline. That timeline, the focus was so much deviating. People don't stay in the same work. A resource will be pulled for different work based on the necessity. So no focus there. Everyone focus on the work of the sprint. Nowadays, it's all like an agile team. Nobody can deviate to work on. Still, we have deviation. Those days, imagine 25 years, 30 years back, it was pretty high. Commitment should be personally from each resource, telling that, hey, I'm going to do this. Respect the team members. That's pretty important. This was missing pretty hard 30, 40 years back. Expect each other to be capable, independent, allow them to be on their own and have more amount of openness. Openness is being transparent, being open to tell there is a problem. Don't hide. Daily Scrum or daily meeting is made to talk about openness. What can be done? What cannot be done? Am I stuck somewhere? Right? That's pretty important. So Scrum has 3 pillars and 4 core values. Can I request you to quickly write down this 3 and 4? Can you please quickly write down these 3 pillars of Scrum and give me done in the chat window? Just write these 3 words only. Draw this as Scrum. Maybe you can draw it also. You can write to transparency, inspection, operation. Okay, very good. This I given as a writing habits for you in our communication board. You will use it as a writing regularly. Srinath, by writing this in exam, will they ask me, tell me 3 pillars of Scrum? Will they ask me? Definitely no. There is no question on this. But the question will be on the concepts of how the transparency implemented in the project or how transparency helps the leadership. There the question will come. You should have the mindset. Scrum means talks about transparency. That should be with you. Okay, let's go one more. Can you take a couple of minutes to write this one also? Not everything except put the words only. Courage, focus, commitment. Right, this is pretty important again. Okay, man, you guys are so fast. Yeah, everybody's done. How fast you people are writing, huh? That's good. That's good. Good to know you all writing down. I appreciate it. Good efforts. Yeah, writing is a good habit. So I have this book separately for you, Agile book. Okay, you can have 20, 40 pages for Agile book. Normal white paper, stapler it, have it, and keep writing the key points what you remember. This is not for an exam, for a job also. Whenever you have some doubts about how to be Agile leader, flip some pages, you will get some words, transparency, focus, commitment. You'll get a hold of it. Okay, let me try this in my job today. Let me give more transparency. Let me give more respect to the people around me. Let me see, can I be a servant leader? Try those things. I feel that this is more than a certificate. You have to try. The more you try, slowly you will change. Will it change the first day? Sure not. If you're a command and control manager for a long time, it will take a long time to come out of it because we used to keep things in control. When I go to the meeting room, everybody should answer to me. I will ask questions, everybody should answer. You should come out of that. It takes time for us, right? You have to work it out. Great. Okay, let me not put too much here. What I do is, let's go to a small workshop now. What we do is we'll do 20, 30 minutes of a workshop. And then probably next Saturday when you start, I will start talking more about. I have a lot more content to talk about, like Scrum process, everything I have to explain to you. And then we'll go to XP. Scrum of Scrum is there. If you heard about scaled Agile topic will come here, Scrum of Scrum. Then I'll talk about XP. He's a Kent Beck who brought out the XP. XP is an amazing thing. I'll talk more about it. Many things in Agile comes from XP. We'll talk about that in the next class on Saturday. But now we'll do a small workshop. I want you to involve in the workshop. Stay for 10 minutes. Let's do this. I'm going to bring up that. I want your collaboration. Can everybody come on the cam and the mic? I think I said that we'll do last 20 minutes. Can you please come if you're comfortable? Okay, I can see people. Damodar is here, Venkat, Tarun, Jimmy, Sandeep. Okay, and Vipin. Great. Let's have a face-to-face communication. That's going to help us a lot, right? Let's do this. So now what you do is I'm going to bring up something for you. Do you all have access to the communication board? Do you have it? Have you tried it? Rahul would have shared you. Have you tried it? I'm seeing less reaction. Not tried it? Yes. Not tried? Okay. Not tried. Okay. 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 No problem. I'll show you what to do so that Rahul, can you do one thing? Can you please share that communication board link here? Communication board link so that people can try it. So what I want is I want you to get to the communication board so that quickly we'll see what to do there. Let's take 2 minutes. Let's do this. You have to do a project now. Communication. Okay. I'm just trying to show you what is it there. Okay. Okay. Here it is. Okay, very good. I got the message. Now what I do is I'm sharing something for you. Okay, here it is. Okay, I believe most of you have the link for communication board. I'm just sharing it, and please try this. You would receive an email. The password is given there. Please use the password to get in. Either of one person, the team can get it, well and good. What you have to do is if you scroll down communication board, you will see room 1, room 2. Okay, this room 1, if we click, it will open something called Agile Team 1. So what's your task for your next 20-15 minutes is there is a project called Explore Blue Planet. It's a travel application which has a timeline. Some timeline is here. Some project description is given here. What is expected from you is read through this task, what you have to do as a team, and write some description here, what you feel. For example, can this project be done agile or predictive or a hybrid? What model you want to do? Give me some suggestion. How do you want to implement this here as a team? After this, I want you to, as a team, write down a couple of manifesto here. What do you think about that? What do you remember about it? And some principle, I put a question here. Principle 1, 2, 3. Write this if good for you. And one more thing I want you to do is agile roles. Events we'll try later because we didn't talk the events yet. Write about the agile roles, whatever you learned today. What is the agile role? Number of people you expect in that role and their role in the team, what they will do, maybe 1 or 2 lines. These all easy if you write individually. I want to do as a team. You have to talk to each other and do this. So it gives more depth knowledge. So what you're going to do here is you're going to take this project and decide what kind of project it is. You're going to do this. Then you're going to talk about manifesto, couple of principles, and then you're going to do this part. Event you're not going to do. You will do up to this. Like this I have for room 1 and room 2. Both are here. Where to do that? You have to go to room 1, room 2. Sriram, how do I know I'm room 1, room 2? The moment I split it, I'm going to split it into 2 teams here. You will see on the top room 1. Your name will be there, room 1. Once you see room 1, click this link. Are you comfortable? Are you clear? Did you got the message? Can we do this a 10 minutes action? Can you do this 10 minutes action? Okay. Right. We are ready, right? Good. Okay, great. Good to know. Good to know. What I'm going to see, I'm first going to see all the faces here. Who all there? Everybody available? Soundarya, Jimmy, Karthik. Okay. 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 Barney Trivedi. Okay. I can see most of you here. Better to have face-to-face communication. That gives more communication within us, right? Let me split the team into 2. Let's start working on this. Okay, first thing, I'm going to give it as a 20 minutes time. So somebody keep a time watcher on the right side. You keep watching the time. Tell the team, hey, time is running. We have this many minutes. And try to wrap up within the time. But writing is a secondary. First one is discussion is important. First, you have to talk more, understand more. That's pretty important within us, right? Let's do that. Let's do that into 2 teams. let's give a timeline. I'm giving a time of, let's see. Okay, all set. Good wishes. Do well. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. There are a lot of search and hunt happened right here and there. Okay, was it a good one? Did you do a good exercise today? You got some info?
Yes.
Okay.
Very interactive.
Did you found that it's not easy when somebody says somebody has to write? It's pretty tough. Okay, but did you learn something when you do this exercise? You found there are 4 manifesto, 12 principles. Your brain started thinking which talks about communication, which talks about people, right? Of course, I expected to talk about roles also in Agile, but the time is 20 minutes is not sufficient. This needs another 45 minutes because it's the first time forming, right? Team will take time. Next time when I give an exercise, you will be more tuned. Being first exercise, that's how it will be. Quickly, we'll check out something. I want to see room number 1. So room number 1, you're telling Agile or hybrid. Why specifically we tell that Agile or hybrid for this project? Any reason from this team you want to share? I'm here in your screen. This is room number 1. Can this project be done Agile or predictive approach or hybrid? So the team is telling Agile or hybrid. Why this confusion? Why not purely Agile? Why not hybrid? Anybody want to talk about this?
Yes, I can talk about that. Because of our vacation, we can give them the possibility of booking the vacation without giving all the details like early booking and all those devices. So we can do both or go just Agile. This is what I'm thinking.
Okay. See, when you talk about a development methodology, see, this is in a mobile application, right? This can go for mobile based or can be in the cloud. If you watch hosted in cloud, cloud means could be of Amazon cloud or Google cloud where they want to keep it. Now, this team can be of 8 members or 20 members team who can work on dynamic planning, right? That's how it is. So when you tell that, do you feel that when you say hybrid, some portion can be well planned, some portion maybe not well planned? So you're going to mix of both predictive and adaptive model. That's what you convey, like hybrid.
Yeah, that is what exactly. That is what Sriram.
That's a feel there. Okay, very good. Thanks for that. Great. Thanks for the input. I appreciate that. I should call you as a Cynthia, right?
You can call me Cynthia.
Cynthia. Okay. Thanks, Cynthia.
Cynthia.
Cynthia. Good there. And I'm seeing here under Agile umbrella, which method? People say it is Scrum. Okay. I respect that. Release plans for this project. Give a high level release plan. 2 weeks of sprint and release one monthly. Okay. When I say release plan, chances are we may even give a big chunk of work what will go for release. 3 months, first 2 months, what will go, first 2 weeks, what will go, second 2 weeks, third 2 weeks, small pieces. When I say ticket booking system, railway ticket booking system, I said senior citizen tickets will be available first. Then you will have people booking your general class tickets. So I'm giving some initiatives that could be the release, right? Good. Then I think you spoke about 2 and release. Here, what will be the value delivered? User can be able to view, plan, and book for 2 years in advance. Also, user can have an option to book through mobile app. Very good. So that's an initiative here. Okay, you can question me, Shriram, with the COVID stuff, do anybody will book it? But again, just to give an idea, only this happened. And I like this team. They did little good well here. They written down all the stuff, following a plan. This is good. Is there any kind of discussion happened when you write this, or very easy, straightforward? You guys typed it. Was it good?
It wasn't. We have to think a lot.
Okay, simplicity discussed here. Principle which encourage feedback at regular intervals. Good. Is the principle number 12, right? Good. The principle which is support motivated individuals. Build a project around motivated individuals. Principle number 5, I believe, right? 5. Okay, 5, 12, 6. I think this one is C. I think this is 6. This is a 10. Very good. Good enough. And here Scrum Master will be 1 person, servant leader. Product owner is 1 person. Voice of customer, product backlog. Fantastic. I really like this. How you got this idea? Voice of customer. I really like this. Good thought. Who made it? Okay, development team can be 3 to 5 people, cross-functional team. Right, that's good. DDD. Fantastic, guys. You did a good job. Team 1, round of applause. Good job. Let's go to team 2. So team 2, let's get inside. They straight away went to Agile. Is there any thought here? Why the team went to Agile straight away? Any thoughts?
We are doing in different sprints. We are handling the activities on different sprints. So probably it comes under Agile. Yeah.
Okay. So you're clear that it's going to be dynamic nature. Any more thoughts? And team chosen is Scrum. I can see a high level view per month, 3 releases total within 3 months. Per month, okay, 3 releases total within 3 months. Okay, every month you're releasing one thing, right? But what you're going to release every month? You could have some high level details. That'll be nice enough. But it's okay, good attempt. UI feedback both on web and mobile app, very good. Functionality, view, plan, and book the tickets, good. Performance of application, upgrade, pre, postpone, cancellation rules, reminder on SMS. My God, somebody really into this app, man.
Yeah, I think somebody working on the project, I believe.
They brought all, see, reminder on SMS, automated call, alert, whatever pain this guy had, everything came here. Really good job, really good job. Okay, individual interactions over processor tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, responding to change over following a plan. Very good, good job. Principle, the most effective, efficient method of conveying information to and within a development team is a face-to-face conversation. Art of maximizing, there it stops. I'm over. Okay, good job. Where this team lost much of your time?
Actually, in the
developing engines.
Yeah.
Oh, you went a little deep here. Good job, good job. Actually, good job here. Okay, round of applause for this team as well. Good job, guys. Okay, so how this weekend went? How was it? Was it productive? Learn something on Agile? The doors are opening for you?
Yes, definitely. We are learning new things.
Okay, great.
So,
great.
So I think the basic things already put across the basic things. So you develop on top of that now.
Right. The basement is done now. From next week on, we have to construct the building on top of it, right?
Right.
The basement will take a long time because we come from different platform, different knowledge, different experience. So now the ground is done. We'll start building on top of that, right? That's what we're going to do in the coming days. At the same time, I would expect you to start implementing some of this in your projects. Whatever you listen about the principle, what you read, open communication, allowing the motivated individuals to work better, servant leadership, knowledge workers. These are the key terms, okay? Start discussing this in the forum where you are, okay? So people feel that, I felt very interesting when I talked to youngsters, okay? I took classes for 2,500 college students at one shot, okay? It's an online session. When I spoke about you guys are knowledge workers, I can hear the big roaring sound. Yeah. So encourage the youngsters telling that, guys, you are the next generation to bring up the society, so bring up the country better, bring up the world better. They'll do a great job. Encourage them, but show them the path. This is a vision. That's a goal. You guys can do a better job. And that is what our role is. Don't try to do everything on your own, right? That's the main intention of coming out of it. That's important. And next 5 days, what are you going to do? I showed a book called Agile Practice Guide. You remember it? You are going to flip the pages in that book. It's 150 pages. Try at least 20, 30 pages in the next 5 days. And there is an assignment given for that week 1, week 2, week 3. Pick up week 1. Week 1 is very small. Only 2 items are there. Pick up week 2 also, like 4 manifesto, 12 principles. Write down 5 days. Enough. After that, you'll remember everything, right? Take it to the subconscious mind. This is what you're going to do. When you come on Saturday, I'll talk about Scrum, Kanban. I'm going to go deep inside. I took enough time to set the ground. Now the ground is set. Now I'll start going a little more deep inside. Are we good? Fantastic. Good.
Yes,
Yes, Roland.
Yeah. So how do you plan this training program actually? Because I believe you are not going through the chapter wise, right?
Yeah, it's by chapter wise, right? We are in the Agile mindset.
Domain one.
We are the first domain.
Okay.
I mentioned in between telling that in mindset of Agile principle, only small content is there. But what I did is I have pulled up information from all the chapter and gave a heads up for you in the last 2-3 hours. That's why you are seeing a lot of content, including about the sprint, how a product owner works, how the Scrum Master works. These all won't be there in first chapter. But I tried to pull best thing out of all the chapter and showed you first 2 hours. So that it's like a movie trailer, you get the information of what it is. Now, when you sit and listen, you get a grip of what I'm talking, right? So when you say chapter wise, it's not happening. Did you want to communicate something more on that?
No. Actually, I've not gone to the inside the chapter, but there's just stakeholder management or process improvement, something kind was there, right?
Okay. If you look at the book of Mike Griffith, it will be the first chapter talks about Agile principles and mindset. That is where we are now. Okay. So the second chapter will be of value driven delivery. We'll exactly go by what PMI says, but I may add more content just to make you all comfortable. That's what. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Good for you. And thanks for participating yesterday and today. I believe we had the good exercise also. Let's continue this momentum. It may go for 2 to 3 weeks or 4 weeks of time. By that, it'll get over. In between, you'll work out your exam application form and we'll plan an exam date. I would expect you all to come back with a date next week. I have a tentative date. If you start in the month of May, maybe July first week can be a decent date. If you want to rush, you can be in the middle of June, but I don't want to rush it. Learn it properly. Take time and practice exams are all with us. You do 2 to 3 exams with us. Then you could go for the main exams. I believe you are all WhatsApp group, part of group. There is a group where we have ACP exam group. There we post everyday ACP questions. So take those questions, answer it. Don't wait for the whole chapter to get over, then you'll take the question. Try the question. Even if it is wrong, fine. Try it. You'll get some answers out of it. Hope that's good for you.
I have one.
There's only one group, right, Sriram? That PMI-ACP online May 21.
Yeah, that is one. Apart from that, there are some exam groups. I'll ask team to share you. Yeah. You can join that WhatsApp group. There's a big community. Big set of people will be there. A lot of people who attended ACP already also will be there. So they will talk about the exam questions.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. And one more question, like when we submit when I fill the document, right, and submit it, does it require any approval like PMP?
You're talking about the approval for exam application?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Once you fill the application, don't submit it. Once just fill it and take a screenshot of that, share with me so that I can check once, have you filled the details properly. After that, you will submit it to the PMI Institute. PMI Institute will take 3, 4 or 5 working days to reply back, your application is approved. So they take care of everything. Okay. Only thing, you have to fill the right details. I have given a template for you how to fill the form, PMI-ACP form. Do the form, see the form, fill the details. If you have any questions, reach out. You can mail to support@ShriLearning.com. Okay, that's a mail ID, or in the WhatsApp, you can share me the images. Hey, this is what I filled and can you check it? I can at least check and let you know. But without checking, don't submit it. In case any mistakes happen, they'll ask for some questions. You have to clarify, all will happen. So we'll try to figure it out before we submit.
So while submitting the document only, we have to provide the dates, right? At what date?
Yeah, it's all online application. Just to give the date. Date, not exam date, your work experience date.
Oh, not exam date. So then who will provide the exam date?
Exams later. Only first they have to approve your form. You will submit it. They'll tell Roland you're good. You go for exam. Once they say go for exam, from there it will take 1 year time. Within this 1 year time, anytime you can write exam. Now exam form is not a big deal. It's not a form at all. First of all, you have to go to online and book a date. It's something like booking a movie ticket. Right? You just go choose it. No couple pass, by the way. If it is movie, don't think for couple pass. It's only for you, one ticket. You have to pay the fees. Okay, these guys will ask money. All right. So you fill the form, you submit it. Now they'll ask money. Come on, dollar. So you have to pay the dollar. Then only they'll tell, okay, book a ticket. So that's how it happens. But don't worry that now. I'll tell you, do that by middle or end of June. Why you pump the money right away? Let the money be with you. Okay. Hope that's clear.
Yeah, I have a question, Sriram. Actually,
Yes, Karthik.
In the Agile practice guide, in the life cycle approaches, there are different kind of approaches actually that are discussed, like predictive, also like hybrid, incremental. So in the view of the ACP exam, are we supposed to know about the other approaches also? Can we expect questions? No.
Not needed. You are expected to know iterative, incremental, and agile. If you know up to that, it's fine. But for PMP people, they learn all these things. They learn a hybrid also. For the exam, they'll have a lot of questions on hybrid. Okay. But as a manager, I would expect you to learn all, because that will help you to differentiate some concepts when you take a question. So for that reason, please learn it. Okay. So by the way, behind you, there is a magic wand or umbrella. What is it?
That
Pink color umbrella.
A walking stick. And it's wrapped up in shiny paper.
It's a magic wand. It's a zoom, and you'll go to some other country and come back. Okay. Okay, guys. Good all. Any more questions I can help? Maybe I'll check in YouTube. Is anybody having questions in YouTube? Sorry, guys, I missed to see your chat messages. Thanks all for viewing here today, in the sense of getting details of Agile concepts. But again, there are a lot of questions. Definitely is there. Shriram, can you clarify these questions? Reach out. No worries, we'll try to help you. And again, we have a proper chat window. We have a proper question as a system. We have a support team, right? And also everyday question posting is there. It's a continuous process. Reach out and we will progress in the right direction, and we'll all get certified. Certification is important for me. More than certification, I expect a person to become a real leader. That's why I keep talking every time in the classes. I don't prefer shortcuts. I don't prefer telling that somehow get the certificate. No, you have to really work for it. You have to deserve it. When you get a certificate, the world should tell that still you didn't get certificate, man, you deserve it. That level you have to go. Don't try to go for shortcuts, which is available on the internet. Let's make a good leadership model in the society. That's important. Great. Super good.
Yeah. Who will help us to add it to that WhatsApp group?
Just ping me the WhatsApp and Rahul will help you. You have the numbers, right? Just ping me.
Rahul is saying that we can go to the board and there a link is available. You click on that, you can join us.
Exactly. In fact, I thought of sharing right now, as Jimmy rightly said. You have the communication board access, Roland?
Yeah.
You have it, right? Just for information, because sometime we would have missed to see that. Just for information. Do you see the screen now? Do you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay. In the communication board, if you scroll down, you will see something here. You can study material, study plan. Okay. One more thing. If you people want to get a study plan, click it. It'll open up and give a date when you want to go to exam. Tentative date. Tentative. Okay. So that you'll get a study plan of what to read, how to read. Right. This will happen. And get that plan. And meantime, communication board, like Jimmy rightly said, you will have this link here. If you click here, it will get you a WhatsApp group. Agile practice question answer group. And if you want to listen how people cleared Agile exams, ACP, success stories are here. Click it and listen what they read, how they cleared the exam, right? And few more. Your recordings will be here. Watch recordings, the previous class recordings. One more information, recordings we are giving in MP3 also now. If you are driving somewhere or you are in some relaxed mode, you can play the only MP3 and listen to the classes. That also can help you. And the upcoming classes information all are here. So stay in communication board. You will get a lot of information, right? It's there. Hope that helps you. Hope that helps.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Great, guys. Super. I think it took extra 20-25 minutes, but I think it's worth. We share a lot of information. Thanks all being here. And if anybody have any queries, Shriram, I'm not from Agile industry still and get confused. Don't hesitate, message me. I'll try to help out. Okay. Have a great time. Stay safe. We'll catch up by next Saturday morning. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.